Hey everybody, you are tuning in to the Canary Cry News Talk live stream pre-stream. Congratulations for being here, and congratulations to Puppy McPuppyface for first comment of the day. You did it. Congratulations. I hope you're happy. Because I sure am. We did it, folks. We're here. We're back. We meant to get on a lot earlier, but you know how that goes. That's literally every day of our lives. So we are so happy that you're here. And yes, it is our 10th year of podcasting as of today. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that so exciting? Well, and for our 10-year anniversary show, we have a very special thing for you today, which is we're just going to do a regular show. This is going to be a normal show that you love. But don't worry, it'll be a good one. Other than that, make sure to head on over to CanaryCry.Party, which is back up and running. You can follow us in other locations. As usual, YouTube will just get half of the show, not because we don't like you. It's because of Susan. Susan doesn't want you listening to the whole show. So make sure to find another platform to catch the rest of the show on. We have some fun gifts for you today, dear listeners. So we hope you like it. We wish we could have done more. It's just, it's just a token of our gratitude. And yeah, other than that, I think we're going to get going. I'm going to give Gonz a chance to secretly tell me if there's anything else I need to say. And I'm not doing anything. It sounds like I'm good. Sounds like we did it. All right, folks, well, strap on in. Stay hydrated. Let's get going.
The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy.
You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today is March 16th, 2022, and we are live to tape. This episode number 459. Today, the DECACORN. Razzle, dazzle, dazzle, dazzle. I'm your best buddy, Basil.
And my name is Gonz. Welcome to the podcast where, I'm your favorite Asian provocateur for Christ. Welcome to the podcast where we bring you the best news, which is the gospel message of Jesus Christ, while reporting the egregious with a well-rounded, biblically grounded take on world events.
Oh, Gonz's brain is gunked up with something. Definitely
brain somewhere else. Our little scroll text was not updated, that needs to happen as I try to get into the show here.
Yeah, because we're a real professional outfit here. We have scrolling chyrons keeping you updated on the news of the day. And the big news today, Gonz, is that it is our 10-year anniversary of podcasting, but that's not what this is about. We'll talk more about that later. I think we should just jump right into our lead stories. What do you say?
Fight for Ukraine, new world order.
Well, President Zelensky of Ukraine made an urgent appeal to Congress for more supplies to fight Russia, and in the process appealed to some historic moments in U.S. history.
Ah, yes.
We need you right now. Remember Pearl Harbor. Terrible morning of December 7, 1941, when your sky was black from the planes attacking you. Just remember it.
Ooh.
Remember September the 11th, a terrible day in 2001 when evil tried to turn your cities, independent territories, in battlefields, when innocent people were attacked from air. Yes, just like no one else expected it. You could not stop it. Our country experiences the same every day, right now, at this moment, every night, for 3 weeks now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're having a Pearl Harbor 9/11 every single day for weeks in Ukraine, and of course,
not the greatest translation.
Translator
there.
really missed.
Translator was a little rough.
Yeah, some of the headlines were talking about how he delivered an emotional plea, during the appeal to Congress, but not really translating, unless you want to say that the translator was emotional herself. That's why she was kind of flubbing her words.
Not really. Yeah, you'd think that the translators need to be, somewhat talented orators as well. Yeah. Not that I'm sure she's fine. This is a stressful time for everybody. So I'm not blaming her, but
sure.
Yes, it does lose a little bit of its, if you're going to be bringing up 9/11 and Pearl Harbor and things like that, you kind of need the orative oomph that those allusions kind of require. But okay.
Yeah. Well, the plea worked because it was announced this morning that Biden sends more aid after Zelensky invokes 9/11 Pearl Harbor an emotional address to Congress. More specifically, the USA Today being mirrored on Yahoo News, Biden announces $800 million more in military aid to fend off Russia's assault. So $800 million.
Almost $1 billion. Not the most we've ever sent them, but
no, yeah. How much do we send Israel a year? I think it's upwards of somewhere between 5 and 10 billion a year.
It's a lot of bills. A lot of bills. But we've been sending stuff to Ukraine for years now. I mean, ever since what was it? What was the last thing? 2014.
2014-ish was the last time things got.
Oh yeah,
over there.
Okay. Good timing, though. The amount doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts,
sure.
Mr. Biden.
Yep. It says here, President Joe Biden announced Wednesday that an additional $800 million in military aid will be sent to Ukraine just hours after President Volodymyr Zelensky's address to Congress, a speech he called convincing. I like how Biden
called it. Biden called it.
Yeah,
convincing?
Biden called it. So I like how Zelensky is like Pearl Harbor, 9/11, and Biden is immediately like convinced.
I'm convinced.
Sign the check, $800 million. That's all we had to do, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's again, sending money over there is not anything new. Sending them that much money is not really anything new. What's been surprising is that somehow we've been able to claim that we're like sort of staying out of combat while we're just flooding the zone with weapons of all kinds. Defensive weapons, though, Gonz, not offensive. These are strictly defensive missiles.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get this texting to work. Every time I apply the loop, it just disappears on the screen. So I don't know what's happening.
It's okay. Just forget it for now. We'll fix it. All
right. Yeah. So there you go with some of the latest. There's always updates of stuff getting bombed and whatnot.
Sure. Well, there was this headline that came across. This was from MSN, being mirrored from Forbes, and the headline is Zelensky says Russia-Ukraine peace talks sounding more realistic. Here's where negotiations stand and what to watch for. And we won't go through the whole thing, but they have some key facts and crucial quotes. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Wednesday, negotiations with Ukraine are tough, but, quote, specific wordings of a peace agreement were, quote, close to being agreed, including neutrality for Kyiv and security guarantees for Moscow, according to the Financial Times. Which, again, Financial Times is kind of one of those sketchy outlets that has some questionable, sources and means. But it doesn't matter. The comment marks the most optimistic statement on peace negotiations from a senior Russian official during the war and follows a concession from Zelensky on Tuesday, acknowledging that Ukraine must accept it will not become a member. Acknowledging that Ukraine must accept it will not become a member of NATO despite its aspirations. Zelensky said Ukraine will instead have to rely on security guarantees from foreign powers for its protection, hinting at a possible compromise over one of President Vladimir Putin's key goals. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, a NATO founder, reinforced the concession on Wednesday, saying there is, quote, no way Ukraine is going to join NATO anytime soon, and that Zelensky understood the, quote, reality of the position. NATO does not admit countries with unsettled territorial conflicts. However, and Johnson said, decisions about the future of Ukraine would be for the Ukrainian people and their elected leader, in quotation marks. Unfortunate use of quotation marks there. A crucial quote here, quote, all wars end in agreements, Zelensky said on Tuesday. Somehow that's incredibly deep and total hogwash, but it doesn't matter. Don't tell the mainstream I said that. Quote, however, time is still needed for the decisions. This is great. My browser has gone completely haywire. You got that? The rest of that crucial quote?
Yeah. However, time is still needed for the decisions to be in Ukraine's interests. Our heroes, our defenders, give us this time defending Ukraine everywhere. So, okay.
Yeah, the
it keeps
time.
Going.
It's all about the time. We're just going to drag it out and hopefully find peace. Now, just as a quick comment, you know, we've always discussed this event in Ukraine and Russia as a, if not sort of manufactured, which, hey, that's for the conspiracy theorists to figure out. It is at least extremely convenient to the world as a whole, but specifically the U.S., during a time where there was plenty of financial problems to be hidden, plenty of, reasons for inflation. You know, now they can blame it on Putin and not on over printing of money or et cetera, et cetera. It was a great excuse to back off of COVID. And, you know, if it does only take 3 weeks to find some sort of agreement, at least they got, at least the U.S. got what it wanted out of this.
Yeah, I suppose. We'll get to more of that later because there's a lot of New World Order talk in mainstream conversations about this issue with Ukraine and Russia.
It's just a common talking point now.
It's become
New
normal.
World Order.
Yeah. So a couple other things going on here. We had another death here of an affiliate media personnel. USA Today being mirrored on MSN. Fox News cameraman and consultant killed outside of Kiev after vehicle struck by incoming fire. Fox News cameraman Pierre Zakharzuski, another Z, and journalist Oleksandra Sasha Kuvshinova were killed while reporting with correspondent Benjamin Hall in Ukraine on Monday outside of Kyiv, according to statements from the media company. The media company.
Yeah, was that from Fox is what they're saying?
Probably.
Yeah.
So another individual who was, I guess, a consultant to Fox. And I find it interesting. The other journalist who died was more of a... He was kind of like a woke...
He was freelance. He was a freelance guy.
Both of these guys were sort of freelance in a sense. But the affiliation they make here in the West, at least in the U.S., is, Boston Globe writer. What was the main outlet that the guy wrote for? New
York Times.
New York Times. Okay, so New York Times guy. Now we get a Fox News guy. It's kind of like trying to bring...
Nobody is safe.
It's trying to rally the country in a sense, hey, we got both. This conflict is beyond the, Republican, partisan, Democrat.
Divide,
we got to come together in a time of war for Ukraine, A very interesting sort of psyop taking place, apart from the actual death of these individuals, which,
again, just very convenient for the people who it would be convenient for. But yeah, very sad. I have not seen a whole lot of reporting on this one, probably mainly because, I don't know, it's Fox. It's Fox,
yeah. You don't want too much sympathy in an election year. So the other thing that was going viral, being shared on the internet, was this Russian journalist protesting during a Russian TV broadcast. Have you seen this?
No.
So I don't know. I think this is a little edited version of it, but there's a news anchor and a lady the protester comes behind her during a live broadcast holding a sign Let's play a few seconds here. It's all in Russian, too.
Сотрудничество в рамках союзного государства, а на совещании в правительстве...
Yeah, there she's holding the sign back there. And then they cut to some B-roll of stuff.
Quick.
So, yeah, quick, cut to some B-roll.
Control room was on it.
So, part of what's interesting with this story is that allegedly the woman that did this came in, out of nowhere during a live broadcast to protest and say, they're lying to you or whatever. She was arrested right after this happened, and now the reports are that she is missing. So Yahoo News reports, who is Marina Ovsyannikova, the missing editor who protested live on Russian TV. So again, the reality of what happened doesn't even matter. Out here, they're arresting even the protesters, and in fact, they are going missing in Russia. They're barbaric, Putin, just jailing journalists who speak their mind. And
the fun part about this is not that it's shocking.
Right.
Is that it is expected. That it's more of like of course Putin disappeared her, even if whether or not she did officially get disappeared.
Right.
Just the fact that we can't find her. Boom. Yeah, of course Putin picked her up. Which of course he would. I mean, that's kind of his style. That's how he keeps his whole company going there.
Well, yeah. Some of his riches might be in trouble here as we hear more reports about all the sanctions and everything happening. The Telegraph reporting Vladimir Putin stashes millions of pounds of his personal wealth in London. And part of this report here is that a new kleptocracy unit could investigate assets the Russian president has in the UK.
Ooh.
So, government klepto.
Kleptocracy
investigation team.
Yeah, which is pretty ironic for the UK the US also, any of the major world powers, but especially the sort of historically empirical ones who owe all of their riches to kleptocracy. But okay, yeah, sounds good.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of the assets...
CSI, kleptocracy unit.
Kleptocracy unit. Well, if they have that in the U.S., it would be all the reparation type of conversations, right?
That would certainly be a big part of it. Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of stuff happening in Ukraine, Russia. Obviously, it's center stage for the news cycle. But there's something that happened, reported last night, this morning, that I think is very fascinating.
Space Pope Reptilian.
Oh, the Pope's involved.
The Pope is getting involved. This is VaticanNews.va. And the headline here, Pope to consecrate Russia and Ukraine to Immaculate Heart of Mary. Yes. Let me read a little bit.
What does that mean? Do you know what that means?
Not as well as I should, because I am not a Catholic. But this article kind of explains some of it here.
Okay,
Pope Francis
let's hear it.
Will consecrate Russia and Ukraine to the Immaculate Heart of Mary on Friday, 25th March, during the celebration of penance that he will preside over at 5 p.m. in St. Peter's Basilica. And then it talks about just another thing happening here. And importantly, on the same day, the ceremony will be performed in Fatima, Portugal, by Cardinal Konrad Krajewski, papal almoner, who is being sent there by the Pope. The day of the feast of the Annunciation of the Lord was chosen for the consecration. Martyrdom of the Good. In the apparition of 13 July 1917 in Fatima, Our Lady, capital O, capital L, Our Lady, had asked for the consecration of Russia to her Immaculate Heart, stating that if this request were not granted, Russia would spread, quote, its errors throughout the world, promoting wars and persecution of the church, end quote. And of course, 1917, the year, who was it? Stalin? I can't remember now. We just went over this. Lenin took over, and the communist sort of revolution started taking place in Russia. And then quote, the good, she added, quote, will be martyred. The Holy Father will have much to suffer. Various nations will be destroyed. That is the alleged message from the apparition of Our Lady Mary that allegedly happened in Fatima, Portugal.
I wonder, should we give just a little review? I mean, we've done entire Canary Cry Radio episodes on the Fatima phenomenon.
Yeah.
Was it? With L.A. Marzulli, did a bunch of research on it, went down there, talked to people, tried to figure out what happened. But just as a quick review, I forget the date. What was it? It was like
it was
1912 or something like that.
So some of the documentation. So it was May. I think it was May in 1917. These 3 young girls started receiving communication from an entity. And they sort of, they were like uneducated. They didn't know how to read or write or anything, but they were like receiving messages. A couple of them were able to speak to the entity. One was only able to see, but can't hear anything or something. So they started to get popular, in the local sort of thing. Like the rumor got out, like, oh, these girls are, they're talking to somebody, the spirit or whatever.
Right.
And as things progressed, it got to the point, I think it was October 1917, or maybe it was a little earlier, but it says here July. So maybe July. Okay, July 1917. There were like upwards of 70,000 people getting ready to witness what the little girl alleged was an appearance of Our Lady. Like she would appear to everybody. So all these people were there. And so what's remembered by the Vatican is, we received these prophecies from Mother Mary, and, the Vatican holds on to them. And part of some of the prophecies that were received involved the conversation about Russia. So very interesting stuff there. And that's what the Vatican told us. That's what's kind of been out there for about 100 years. L.A. Marzulli, a few years ago, did a deep dive on this. Again, went down to Portugal, interviewed the people that documented a lot of the writing. And he went directly to the source, the handwritten notes from 1917, right after this happened. And what's described is not an apparition of Mary, but rather what's more or less we can sort of surmise as a UFO appearance in front of a large crowd.
A mass sighting.
A mass sighting.
Of a bright light.
But it was also described as like a spinning disc at the time. They didn't really know what to say, so they called it a spinning sun, is what they described it as. And it came down, it kind of swooped around. It got near to people. The reports were that, it dried our wet clothes because it was a rainy day. But in fact, it was like burning people's skin too, which is kind of a consistent thing with UFO sightings. People that have, come close in contact with these things feel burns or feel other types of radiation damage or whatever. Right. So not the kind of serene spiritual thing that the Vatican has relayed to the rest of the world as a thing that happened. And I think they even named it a miracle, right? The church actually calls this a miracle, like one of the miracles of the church.
It took a while, but they did officially sort of call it a miracle.
Right. So I just think it's interesting that in this time when we see the Russia-Ukraine conversation, or the conflict, the conversation that the Pope brings up is to invoke Fatima, the place where a UFO appeared in front of thousands of people, gave them a message, a prophecy, quote unquote, that allegedly had something to do with Russia, which we don't know for sure because what L.A. Marzulli uncovered, according to his research, Lucia was the one that relayed the Russia thing, that, this whole message here that the Vatican News cites.
That's the little girl's name.
And she, according to LA, she didn't actually mention Russia until about 10 years later when she was, brought back in to sort of actually write down what was communicated to her from, like, the church brought her in and was like, okay, we need an official sort of statements or whatever. So kind of interesting.
Very interesting, especially in the context of sort of the broader Great Deception conversation, which, of course, is wrapped up in UFOs or interdimensional beings or aliens or whatever they want to be called, sort of supplanting or creating a secular explanation for miraculous and spiritual things, which was a big focal point of the miracle or miracle at Fatima. And when it comes to, biblical prophecy and time stuff, all this, Russia, obviously, another focal point. So to wrap it all up together in a nice little bow, as far as sort of like great deception, foundation setting actions by the Pope, this is definitely somewhere near the top of the list.
Yeah. So this article goes on and goes through some of the various times that the Vatican consecrated Russia. And
they've done it before.
They've done it a few times, yeah.
No,
because it was part of the prophecy, man. You got to listen to Our Lady,
right? Yeah.
Rejecting Our Lady, which from our perspective, the other parts of what LA uncovered during his research of Portugal in that area is that there is a long history of goddess worship and serpent cults there in Portugal, right at that Fatima region there. And of course, you tie that back to like a female deity worship, ancient female deity worship and stuff like that. And that's straight up into the mystery goddess. Religions, the goddess. Yeah. So it all ties together. It's all coming together, Basil. But what's fascinating is to bring this sort of supernatural / UFO conversation into the Russia-Ukraine crisis, because with COVID, it was like, oh, what's next? The UFOs? And then it kind of was, it was like, oh, the government's like, yeah, we had a whole unit looking at UFOs.
They brought up the UFOs.
They brought it up.
So it's like every big world event comes out from a global authority, by the way, not just conspiracy theorists or whatever. It's the government comes out and talks about aliens in relation to COVID. And now the UFOs. Pope coming out and, making a connection between UFOs and potential World War III here.
Yeah, and I have another article. I'll just read the headline from aletia.org. And the headline is Our Lady of Fatima Statue to Visit Ukraine. The International Pilgrim Virgin Statue of Fatima will tour Ukraine on a mission of peace and reconciliation.
Yeah, that's a pretty talented statue.
So it's very interesting when we're talking about the beast system and is it Rome? And I mean, there is an element to that seems to be prevalent in our conversation today with all the stuff happening in Russia, Ukraine. So
yeah,
I found that interesting that within all the news cycle stuff, this is where we would land today, which is like, just all the stuff happening with the money and the Zelensky up there doing his thing, but also the Pope.
Yeah, and those are the kind of connections that takes 10 years of podcasting to be able to make. I mean, it's, again, another reason why I love sort of just our careers in general, Gonz, but this show that we get to do now is there's plenty of news deconstruction on the war, and maybe even one or two of them will mention the Pope just getting involved. But how many other news deconstruction and analysis podcasts are going back 100 years to connect long-standing Catholic miracles, UFOs, biblical prophecy, space Pope Reptilian, and Russian-Ukraine current events? Not a whole lot of them, I'll tell you what. And that's why we're so happy to have you here on our 10th anniversary. And Gonz, I don't know if you know this or not, but it is a Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Hey guys, know what day it is? It's Wednesday. It's time for the Canary Cry News Talk. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw indeed. Here we are, Gonz, older. Just older,
just
pretty
older.
Much.
I don't know
just
about
older.
You were about to say wiser, but then you kind of thought about it and maybe not wiser.
We are at least older than when we started podcasting. And so this is fun. This is fun. I realized that right about 8.5 years of podcasting, I started calling it 10 years. Just rounding it up, making it easy. So it is fun to actually hit the official 10-year mark. Now, we have a lot of people listening now who are like, I didn't know you guys have been going for 10 years. I started listening in 2020 when you did your big long live stream episodes. Yes, this form of the show has only existed since 2020 because, hey, we had a lot of time on our hands, baby. But we have been doing Canary Cry News Talk since 2016, and our other show, Canary Cry Radio, which is a long-form interview-style show we've been doing since 2012. Feel free to go check that out. There's all sorts of long-form, fringy, conspiracy-y, back when it was cool, but also biblical prophecy, spirituality, spiritual warfare type stuff, and the same lovable technocratic critiques as always.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked it out, you should go check it out. It's a great sort of foundational knowledge building experience listening through Canary Cry Radio. But yes, that is how we got here. Now, there's been projects interspersed. Gonz, of course, Age of Deceit, the infamous documentary series that you've been doing since 2011. Also, I've gone through my number of side projects, including the Joyspiracy Theory, which you can still listen to, and of course, now Ravel. So, yeah, I think it's a 10 years well spent, Gonz.
Yeah, there was, and I have, for those of you watching, CanaryCryRadio.com, CCR 001, Introductions, Internet Tracking, and Transhumanism. We were talking about transhumanism back then. And I actually, as first published March 16th, 2012. So, yep, right there. 10 years ago, today. Wow. And I was listening to a few minutes at the beginning there. And the funny thing is, first off, we sound a little different. We're a little more like hush hush because we're in the church office. You know?
Yes, we were sort of secretly recording in our place of work.
And we're talking about, the canary in the coal mine, what it means and all that kind of stuff right at the top. And the funny thing is you say, the great thing about Canary Cry Radio is, and I'm like, listening 10 years reflecting, and I'm like, yo, we just started that podcast. That was our first episode, and you're already hyping it. Like, you were hyping it. You were like, the thing that's amazing about Canary Cry Radio.
What did I say? I'm so curious.
Something along those lines. I don't remember. We don't have to play.
I want to know what I thought was so great at that point. The great thing about this podcast, folks, in the first 5 minutes of its existence, is that I'm here.
I mean, basically, it was interesting to listen to. My voice sounds a little higher pitched. I think I was moving faster back then. But yeah, good times.
We were just babies. We were just babies back then.
We were babies.
But it's just surprising that we've been able to hold not just other people's interest, but our own interest for 10 years.
Well, I was thinking, and this I guess makes sense, is that Canary Cry News Talk started 4 years after radio started. And so we've been doing News Talk longer than we've been doing radio now, which is kind of crazy.
Well, we didn't stop doing Canary Cry Radio.
I know. But in terms of like...
We've been doing Canary Cry News Talk for longer than we had been doing Canary Cry Radio.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go.
Which is still impressive. I mean, when we started this show, we were pretty well established and like into the scene. We weren't babies. We were 4 years in, and of course, this is just my own sort of hubris and being a young man as I was back then, thinking that, what was I? I was 25 or 6 when we started this show. I've been podcasting for 4 years now. I'm just going to branch out to a new show or whatever. Like, oh my gosh.
Not many people can say they've been podcasting for a decade. I think it's a very small group of people. So
yeah, well, I'm happy to be here. I can't believe that we are able to still do it. And as old men now, able to actually do it, I was going to say professionally, but that's a weird way to put it. Just to be able to continue to do it as we grow older and have more responsibilities and children financial responsibilities and stuff. That is the time in life, your 30s, your late 20s, where people tend to kind of shift away from the like making your dreams come true attitude and start valuing
doing the thing that you
stability.
need to do.
You value stability, and you start making those hard decisions, which is not to say that we haven't had to do that. We've both been working in other jobs for most of that time. For me, literally up until the pandemic, when I couldn't work and suddenly had so much time to podcast. But happy to be here. Happy everybody else is here. We're extremely thankful that you continue to tune in and support the show and find it valuable. We're very grateful to God to have, helped to have pretty much been entirely responsible for the continuation of this show. Something we love to do, something we feel is very valuable, not just for us, but, we feel we've found something valuable we can do for the world. So enough rambling on from me, but just wanted to express my gratitude to everybody.
Yeah,
because we wouldn't be anything if it weren't for the listeners and the producers and everybody involved in doing the show.
100%. I would argue we still are basically nothing.
Yeah,
it's like all the producers and
kind of like
the good Lord above making it all happen. So
the producers, we're coming to a wonderful point in this. I mean, we're just about there where the producers can or do handle most of the stuff that we would just literally never be able to get to.
Yeah,
I mean, if it was just you and me, we might be able to just do the show, but there would be no website. You'd
still be on the floor with those sock puppets.
We'd be doing sock puppet videos. Oh my gosh, yeah, old school Canary Cry people will remember we had a phase there where we were making sock puppet videos about fringe conspiracy theories and
time traveling through
Bible prophecy.
And stuff.
Yeah, well,
it's gonna be biblical.
It's gotta be biblical. That's right. Okay, enough wandering down.
Sure.
What is it? Memory lane.
Yeah.
You have any? I mean, I guess that counts as our sort of personal time. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, I think we should thank the executive producers who are responsible once again for making this show happen.
Let's do it. Okay. So that's right, folks. This show has only been able to continue in the form that it is or does or whatever the right word is because of the value for value model. We take no corporate money whatsoever. It's the only way we could feel right about doing what we do because we could not live with ourselves if we were gathering up your time and your attention and your trust and selling it off to advertising companies for our own personal gain. And that's why the producers are such an important part of this show, because we're on the value for value model. If you get value out of what we do, if you've gotten any value out of what we've done for 10 years, you have the opportunity and the personal responsibility to support independent media if that's what you want to see continue in the world. And the people who do that are called producers, and the people who do it the most generously during any single episode are the executive producers of that episode.
Executive producers.
That's right. And we will thank the rest of our producers later on during our break. But I do want to give a shout out to the executive producers of this episode, starting with Sir Sigra the Beast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Sigra.
Hannah G is coming in again. Thank you very much, Hannah G.
It's actually, I think it's two people there. It's Hannah G and Lori G together.
Hannah and Lori. And then Clifton P coming in.
P.
That's right. 3 executive producers for this episode. Thank you guys so much. And we'll be reading notes and things like that later on in the show.
Where'd you find this?
Okie dokie.
Right.
Now I'm looking at our notes here. You have something special to talk about?
A couple things. So first off, let me just real quickly get through the the meaning of this episode. which may confuse people.
Mm-hmm.
So Z has to do with Zelensky, and it actually has to do with an article that we'll get into in our later Ukraine New World Order segment, where it goes through the alphabet of the Ukraine crisis, A for atomic bomb or whatever. We'll go through that, and Z is the kicker, Zelensky, the superstar of this whole deal. So that's the Z, and then DECACORN is just a word I heard recently, and I was fascinated by it. Do you know what a DECACORN is?
Is it a real word, or you didn't make this word up?
No.
Oh, I would imagine it means 10 horns.
It is a unicorn that has 10 horns, meaning at least worth $10 billion. So you know how $1 billion company is a unicorn?
Oh, okay. You're talking about in corporate parlance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I did not know that. Okay, so that's a thing.
So the biggest
$10 billion companies are called decacorns.
At least 10 billion. So
that makes Canary Cry News Talk a decacorn.
Absolutely not. We fell well short of the decacorn label, but we did last a decade at the very least. So there's that connection. But it's interesting. A decacorn, 10 horns, a 10-horn unicorn, because, Revelation 13:1 talks about a beast that comes out of the sea. It's got 10 horns,
Yes.
So maybe this is a prophecy that talks about, hey, this beast thing is going to be at least worth $10 billion.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's got 10 horns,
Yeah, well, that does sort of support some of the interpretations from prophecy watcher type people that, the sort of corporate monstrosities might be a part of the book of Revelation and the things therein.
The final system.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we would have done something a little different with the 10 horns there on the art, but instead we just have this logo. What's
We've
up
got
with
this cool. It's the seal. We have a seal now, Gonz.
Oh,
it's the seal of Canary Cry.
You must
News
put
Talk.
this on your right foot or left shoulder if you would like to continue listening to the show.
Well, for those who are just listening and not watching, you can see the image on your podcast player there. And yes, it's been 10 years. In the past, our logos have more or less just been me spending 10 minutes on Photoshop and not being very good at Photoshop. And, this will work. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, cool. And then we just keep it for 10 years. So I thought for the 10-year anniversary, it would be a great opportunity to introduce, whether we call it a new logo or the seal of Canary Cry News Talk. And I think it's pretty cool. I commandeered the skills of some Canary Cry, of course, one Canary Cry artist. I worked diligently with Sir Dove, Knight of Rusbeltia, and he was very talented Canary Cry News Talk artist, but also very patient with me because every little piece of this, I would send him long emails about little tweaks. We went back and forth for a few months, actually. So this thing is, took months. I mean, I think we started working on it back in November, and literally I've just put the finishing touches on it before we started the show today. And yeah, it's kind of based off of, look.
Look,
if you know us, if you know what we're about, we like to poke fun. We like to do some tongue in cheek. We like to refer to a lot of the sort of Illuminati illusions in all sorts of different ways. But you'll notice that the seal of Canary Cry here is loosely based on the seal of the United States, but instead of a phoenix/eagle, we've got a canary, a wide-winged canary, opening his wings wide, ready to spread the truth. He's got a ribbon going through his mouth there that has some Latin on it that says cogitare extra caviam, which means, can you guess?
Think outside the cage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we've got some think outside the cage in Latin there. When we're looking at it, in its right hand, there is a katana. Gonz, that's you. There's a Viking axe. That is me. And you'll notice that there is also an arrow. Yes, and that arrow, that's you, producers. That's right. The Canary is armed with 3 weapons there. And yeah, I thought the arrow was cool for the producers because they're sort of, they're a ranged weapon.
Right.
They're fighting the battle from a little bit further away, covering their homies, Basil and Gonz. Now, in the other hand, you'll see sort of 3 intertwined angry snakes. And those angry snakes represent sort of the adversary. You've got, I've been sort of calling them like corruption, coercion, and there was another C word that I can't remember right now. I have it written down somewhere.
Conflict.
Conflict, something like that. And
coronavirus.
Yes, but they also sort of represent, the centers of power that we sort of try to resist, or at least analyze or whatever, hoping to take some power out of the bite. And of course, they're snakes because they're all wrapped up with the adversary as well. So you've got like corporations, you've got governments, and you've got media. You've got like the lies,
We leave it open for interpretation.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpretation here. I was not planning on doing this full thing, but there's more little Easter eggs for those who want to. Confusion. Yes, thank you. Estimating 1. You got it. It is confusion. That was the other one.
Good.
Yeah. That was for the sort of news corporations, the confusion. There's some other Easter eggs that I will let people find on their own.
Why don't you do one on the shield, because it brings us into the next thing.
Yeah, I was going to go through the shield. So on the top, you've got the crown of thorns there. Of course, Jesus at the top. On the bottom, you've got an open book, both for truth and the scriptures. On the left-hand side, we had a little fun with it. You've got a pyramid, all-seeing eye of providence or whatever, with an X through it, because we're taking down the secret societies. And on the right side there, you've got a friendly-looking robot head that also has X's for eyes. And that's because we got our eye on you, Flippy.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
That's right.
It is that time. Super loud?
Yeah, all of them have been a little loud, but I was just going to let you do it. I thought we were cranking it up to get the hype going. Yeah, and you know what? It's as if Miso Robotics, the original company who created the original Flippy, who started our obsession with robots and how they are, taking our jobs and flirting. Oh my gosh.
Enslaving our children.
I didn't give the Flippy update. If you don't know, Flippy is the colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots take over the world and how there's nothing we can do about it. And yes, as if on cue, Miso Robotics, the creator of the original Flippy, has dropped their video yesterday from their March 10th shareholder presentation. And it's about an hour long. And
we're going to play the whole hour.
We're going to just sit here quietly and watch the entire thing. No, but they started out their shareholder presentation with a little video. And it starts at about, 5 seconds or something, Gonz. But I would like to play this. Okay, yes, I'd like to play this video. This was the opening video for Miso Robotics, the father, the mother, the progenitor of Flippy, to which we owe so much attention on this show. Let's see what they have to say.
Oh.
Good. Yes.
Do we have volume?
This is when they sat in silence at the shareholder meeting.
The joys of fast food.
Here we go.
The good food made fast and.
By the way, extremely low on volume.
Yeah, it is extremely low. Is there anything we can do to pump that up?
Yeah, I can try something.
It's okay. We'll take a second while you do that. Because I was just very excited to see this. And I thought, wow, of course, on our 10th year anniversary, they give us exactly what we need, exactly what we want. Miso has been laying low recently, besides the fact that they continue to try to get investors, which we can still do. Remember, we talked about Miso and how we missed the train on investing. Well, they do have a Series A or something, or Registration A or whatever series of investment going on.
Yeah, but you got to be an accredited investor to
I don't
put money
think so.
No?
I think we're in this weird...
Are they doing a DAO?
They're doing some sort of retail situation. I could be wrong. I got about halfway through the process, and then I got distracted. And
okay, let's try to play this one again.
But you can invest for as little as $1,000 at $10.05 a share.
Wow.
The good food made fast and affordable are all part of what made these American institutions. But times are changing.
The pandemic has flipped the restaurant industry upside down.
And we're looking for our savior.
And the number of workers is
savior.
35%.
Take us back to the glory days of fast.
I wouldn't say back, or even glory days.
Well, what would you say?
It's about the future of fast food.
Yeah, cool.
Hi, I'm Mike Bell, CEO of Miso Robotics, and we're using robotics and AI to help usher in the future of fast foods. Commercial kitchens, when you look at these kitchens across the United States, you see operations based on manual tasks and outdated technology. So that means people are performing lots of repetitive and robotic tasks.
Ha, was that pun intended?
Yes, it was.
Ugh. Robots, I get it, but how are you recreating?
You can't talk because your voice is so much louder.
Was?
Pretty simple. We build robots to do robotic work and let people do people work. The fryer is one of the toughest positions to build. You got splattering oil. 20-30 degrees hotter standing behind that fryer than in the rest of the kitchen. What we ended up developing in Flippy was really a collaboration between kitchen workers and our engineering product team. Workers who used to be working the grill, working the kitchen, are now working the kitchen but getting trained in robotics technology at the same time. And that's a skill that they can take with them for the rest of their lives.
Wow, that sounds impressive.
I'm also impressed by how cool it is.
You think franchise owners can afford this?
I can answer that. This is a huge addressable market. We're talking over 250,000 QSRs in the US alone. And yes, many of them are struggling. Cash flow is an issue. So we had to develop a RAS model, which stands for Robots as a Service. We charge a monthly service fee, so restaurants don't have to pay any upfront costs. Their monthly fees go towards the equipment, the software, and allows our team to stay engaged with the staff, train them on robotics, and hear how we can improve our technology so they can focus on more important tasks for their business.
I get it. So robots can do the robot work, and people can
do the people work.
Like taking orders with a smile and delivering it to them personally. To me, these are the things that made fast food great to begin with. The attention to detail and the people-focused experience. So our goal is to bring restaurants into this future.
Well, there you have it. Well, not the saviors, but the guides to help bring us into a new era. Filled with everything we love and more than we expected.
Whee! Yay!
Yay!
The future.
Isn't it weird, the types of things that they focus on? There's a couple of things that are very fun. I mean, they started out being like, Miso Robotics will be the savior of fast food. Well, not the savior. We're more of, and they kind of
guides,
like,
which prophets.
This is a wonderful communication rhetorical device that they employed here, which is, the fact is they do think of themselves as the savior, but they know that they can't say that. You can't say that out loud because then, crazy Christians will make podcasts about it, about how you're, trying to be the savior of the world with your robots. But Trump employed this a lot, where he would say something like, I'm not going to say that, she looked like a horse, but I mean, somebody else might say that. And so that's what Miso's doing here. We're not the saviors. Oh, somebody might say we're the saviors. We don't say that, though. We're just here to guide fast food into the new age, which is just a great quote to their shareholders. So no. We're not the Christ figure of fast food. We are just guides, man. We're just your shaman into the future of fast food. Some interesting things in there. Introducing RAS, RAAS.
We talked about RAS very early.
Yeah.
Very early.
You know, business people and computer people, they'll know of software as a service.
SaaS.
BaaS, blockchain as a service. You know, these are sort of business models. And so they are doing the robot as a service model, which is a great model because that means nobody will ever own their own robots. They stay under the control of Miso. You just pay a monthly fee. It's kind of like it's like a domain name. It's like a domain name, exactly. You get your software updates. You get your hardware updates.
You get your support help desk in case you need any help.
And, it makes it much more affordable for any individual restaurant to use this. So you don't got to drop like $100,000 on a robot. So, there's a bright future there for Miso. And one of these days when I don't get too distracted, maybe I can finally take my own investment advice, which I do not recommend you guys do, but it is there if you're interested.
Yeah, we got more non-investment investment advice later on, by the way.
Yeah. Also, don't listen to us.
No, don't listen to us at all.
We're not pros.
No.
So yeah, I just thought it was fun. Good timing on their big shareholder meeting, dropping words like savior and guide into the new age. And everything like that. So Flippy, we're keeping an eye on you, Flippy. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. We spend so much time talking about other robots. Flippy sometimes gets a little jealous.
Well, if you want to catch up on all the Flippies, all you got to do is go to CanaryCry.Party.
Party time.
Find the live stream, the email list, text notifications, street team posters, show notes, and ways to connect with other Canarians and become a producer.
That's right, CanaryCry.Party, where like Miso Robotics, we have robots doing robot jobs and humans doing human jobs. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
that was a good line, too.
That was a good line.
And speaking of which, this is a great opportunity. I did not put it on CanaryCry.Party yet, but we've done it. We finally put in the smallest amount of effort that it could possibly have taken. But the Canary Cry mixtape is now available online. Yes. So if you go to CanaryCryNewsTalk.com/mixtape, you'll find an embedded SoundCloud player where you can listen to all of the songs, full-length songs from Canary Cry artists and musicians. It's cool. It's all there, man. I have a couple more little tweaks I got to do to it, but, I figured it's the 10-year anniversary. I should just put it out there now. So there you go. We'll have a better link or a better, URL for it sometime in the future. But you can go to CanaryCryNewsTalk.com/mixtape. Or you can just find us on SoundCloud, Canary Cry Mixtape. And yeah, it's got all your favorites. It's got the entire selection of Psalm 40's album is on there. You got Fun Fact, that's the Raptor song. Robot Girls, Robot Boys. Let's see, what else? There's the song that Gonz, the cover of Shape of Things to Come, that Gonz and I did. Flippy, Please Don't Take My Girl. Of course, Kenneth Copeland, which is the Learbag, COVID-19 bop.
And this embed is not loading on my.
It's
my
not great.
here.
It's not working on mine either. But you can click it. I know it's embarrassing, but you can click on it and at least go to the SoundCloud.
Sure.
I'll fix it after the show. Okay. Sorry about that, folks.
All right.
But yes, it's all there. And if it's not there, let us know and we'll put it on there. There's a lot of songs. It was hard to track them all down.
Yeah.
So that will be continuing to sort of perfect that. But
cool.
Now you can listen to your favorite Canary Cry songs whenever you want.
Excellent. You want to mention Ravel for a moment?
Yeah, go listen to Ravel. Ravel's good. The episode right now, we interviewed one of the top 10 battle rappers in the universe. That is an official title. And yes, I, in my most cringeworthy moment in 10 years of podcasting, did battle rap against an actual professional battle rapper. So it's a fun time. And if you haven't checked out Ravel, you should definitely do that. And of course,
good.
Canary Cry clips on YouTube and Odyssey.
Yep. Sounds good. Okay, because we're a little bit behind on time here, let's just get right back into this here.
Fight for Ukraine, New World Order.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable.
A new world order
is possible. When do we want it?
I'm so glad we got to bring that jingle back. This is coming from TheGuardian.com. The headline, How Ukraine Has Become the Crucible of the New World Order. Yay! Why do we even exist anymore, Gonz? What is the point of us even? I guess this is when we call it, when The Guardian starts talking about the New World Order. There's no use for us.
So read the first 3 paragraphs there, and then I have some of the main things highlighted because it goes through the letters. This is the letter thing, yeah.
Totally. I was gonna do that exact thing. Here we go. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been described by politicians and commentators as a watershed moment in modern history, a turning point comparable in importance to the 9/11 attacks in the U.S. in 2001, the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, and even the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963.
At what point are they going to lose equity with like the 9/11?
Never. It is such powerful mind control triggering trauma response that they can just literally drop. Anybody can drop it whenever they want. And, you think of millennials in our lifetimes, Gonz. We have lived through the fall of the Berlin Wall, the 9/11 attacks, of course, the 2008 recessions, the COVID-19 pandemic, now this. I mean, our entire lives have had some sort of world-shattering disaster like every 4 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether this portentous view of the war turns out to be justified, only time and future historians will tell. But there's no doubt that in the violent, tumultuous days after 24th of February, the established international order has been shaken and, in some respects, upended in extraordinary, unexpected, and often unwelcome ways. Whew. Ukraine, a country at the crossroads of Europe and Asia that is little known and often ignored, has become overnight the crucible of a new world order, a catalyst and trigger for radical upheaval, perhaps a great reset. It has produced a new geopolitical alphabet, spelling out a much altered future.
Come on. This reads like a fringe blogger.
Oh, this is the fun part about The Guardian, and I'm very happy they did this and very proud of them for being so creative. Instead of doing like a numbered list, like 33 reasons why the Ukraine is because of the New World Order, or we'll bring on the New World Order, they just went through the alphabet like a children's book.
Yeah.
We could get a Canary Cry artist, or many of them, to illustrate cute little children's pictures about
each one.
Each one, like A. Hey kids, A is for atomic weapons. Vladimir Putin's ill-disguised threat to go nuclear, should the West intervene to halt the invasion, has come scarily close to breaking a post-1945 taboo. It has undoubtedly inhibited the U.S. and British response, with fears expressed about a Third World War. A dangerous precedent has been set. You know, it needs to rhyme is the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, it didn't. So you have someone's. I don't think we should read every.
No. I have stuff highlighted.
But I like going through the alphabet.
No, let's do it.
I'll go through and you stop me when you get one you want to go into.
Okay.
So A was for atomic weapons. B is for Joe Biden's tenure. C is for China standing to be the big strategic winner. D is for disinformation. E is for Recep Tayyip Erdogan. That's the Turkey guy. F is for France's Emmanuel Macron. G is for Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz. And H, hunger and consequent political unrest affecting poor countries in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. I is for Israel, and J is for Boris Johnson. Oh, you got one. Okay.
I want to focus in on Israel here. Mm-hmm. Israel has disappointed its friends with its invasion fence sitting.
Yes.
Ostensibly justified by a need to keep on terms with Russia and Syria. But its right-wing government will be happy if the war scuppers and West's proposed revived nuclear deal with Iran, to which the ever-devious Putin has suddenly raised fresh objections.
Ever-devious.
Ever-devious. Yeah, Israel has been playing on the fence, allowing Russian oligarchs to land their planes in Israel, but also, kind of helping Ukraine too. So
we got to do one of these alpha. Okay, this is it. I'm making a commitment. We're doing a Canary Cry children's book this year, and it's gonna go into the supply drop.
All right, sounds good. Yeah,
because we could easily do this. I mean, F is for Flippy. Come on.
Sure.
For Nephilim. Moving on. J is for Boris Johnson, Britain's prime minister. K is for Kaliningrad, Russian enclave squeezed between Poland and Lithuania. That was that little weird Russian zone that I talked about the other day. Yeah, that's Kaliningrad. And Kaliningrad, right. And they are afraid that might be another place where a little war might break out. L is for international law.
Stop. That's what I wanted to read. International law has taken a battering from which it may not recover. By its actions, Russia has torn up the UN Charter. Yet, the UN Secretary Council is powerless to act in the face of Moscow's permanent veto power, which it used to block a resolution condemning the invasion. Russia also boycotted a hearing on Ukraine at the UN's highest court, the International Court of Justice in The Hague. UN reform
The Hague.
UN reform must come soon. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about globalization, there's been it's in this weird moment in the globalization that was really hit its phase, its real, not necessarily its peak, but was really initiated by Bill Clinton. I mean, the globalization machine has been built, but really took off with Clinton.
Yeah.
And has only really existed for about 22 years now. But it's not good enough. We need a new version. You know, the globalization, the UN, the United Nations is not enough. We need UN 2.0 or have it sort of evolve into its more powerful form. Shall I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
M is for Emmanuel Macron's off-mocked vision of a sovereign Europe. Macron gets two of them.
Yeah, I was going to say they cheated a little bit here with the Macron thing, but go ahead.
N is for NATO, and O is for oil.
I was going to mention NATO. NATO has emerged united and stronger so far.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
O is for oil, obviously. P is for playing and watching international sport has got a lot harder if you're Russian.
Sports ball. They were really stretching by the end of this.
I know. Russians can't watch sports or play sports, apparently.
This next one is good. We have to read this next one.
Q is for the quest for truth. The fundamental purpose of free, independent media. They're talking about us, Gonz.
I know.
We made it onto the list.
Under Q.
Under Q. Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if they knew they were doing that.
They knew for sure they were doing. Yes, of course they did.
Wow, that is really funny. The Q is for the quest for truth. The fundamental purpose of free, independent media like Canary Cry News Talk has been further set back by the war. Russia has long persecuted Western correspondents, etc., etc. R is for record refugee outflows. I think we're up to over 3 million now. S is for sanctions. I love that. S is for sanctions, and T is for Taiwan. U is the United Arab Emirates. On V is for Venezuela's hard left government. W is for war crimes. X is for Xinjiang, home to China's persecuted Uyghur Muslim minority, is one of the many global trouble spots whose urgent problems have been eclipsed by Ukraine. Millions of
That's what happened.
Because they were getting so much attention in the mainstream media.
3 or 4 years that people have been talking about the Uyghurs.
The Uyghurs have been ignored forever.
It was Ukraine that outshined the Uyghur conversation.
Yeah,
they both start with U. How are we to know?
Y is for younger generations in the world. Z
Hold on.
Okay.
To your point about why, okay?
Yeah.
Younger generation the world over have reason to wonder what's going on. First, they inherited the climate crisis. Then came the pandemic. And then the resultant bans on study and travel. Now they face something older generations said would never happen again. A full-scale war in Europe. They're scared.
Dude, we're not even scared anymore.
No.
I mean, millennials are one thing, but
we're jaded old people now.
Generation Z didn't really live. They didn't know about much of Generation Z was not even alive for 9/11. So I think millennials still have it locked down for most traumatized generation. And Z, this is great. So
this
Y
is part of the title of the episode.
Y is for younger generations in the world. Z is a fascist-style pro-war motif displayed by Russian invasion forces and right-wing Putin supporters. But the Z that will be remembered with admiration around the world belongs to the name of Vladimir Zelensky, Ukraine's comedian president turned inspirational war leader who embodies the fight for freedom. Wow.
Oh my
they really had
gosh.
to stuff a lot into the Z one there.
I think they started with Z. I think the Z was the first one. They're like, we should do the alphabet. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a reason to point out this. I could see how somebody over there at The Guardian is like, whoa, dude, Z is like Zelensky, but also the Russians are using it as a fascist style pro-war motif. What is a fascist style
just
pro-war?
The look.
Exactly.
Not really a thing. It's
there's
just
angles. The fascist style pro-war motif. What they're saying is, it kind of looks like a swastika a little bit. Like if you put 2 Z's, then it's a swastika. But if you just have 1 Z, you're like clever and hiding a swastika. Cool, The Guardian.
America's got Q, Russia has Z,
That's
Everybody
true.
just gets assigned a letter as their far right wing conspiracy thing. So there you go. That was a fun little article.
There you go, kids. That is the alphabets of how Ukraine has become the crucible of the New World Order.
A new world order. A new world order.
RollingStone.com, and I'll be brief with this one. Headline, Michael Flynn says Putin's Ukraine invasion is disrupting Bill Gates' New World Order.
Of course,
bro,
Flynn says that.
This is getting all twisty-turvy.
That's funny. This is in Rolling Stone?
Rolling Stone, yeah. So let me just read a couple sentences. Michael Flynn, Donald Trump's disgraced former national security advisor, wants you to know he's the last guy who would be an apologist for Vladimir Putin, the Russian leader currently conducting a murderous attack on Ukraine. Flynn would also like you to know, however, that Putin's invasion has now upset plans for a new world order organized by people like billionaire Bill Gates, who are somehow pushing to eliminate, quote, God and soul.
Oh.
That is a conspiracy theory word salad from Flynn, but it goes toward a dangerous end, setting up Putin as a hero to a host of conspiracy theorists and covering for an invasion that has caused mass death and suffering in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And the quote here, someone like Vladimir Putin has upset this balance of the New World Order they were trying to achieve by going into Ukraine, and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, Flynn kind of playing I'm not for Putin, but, hey, they're taking down the system, man. They're pushing back on the system that's so oppressive, man.
Burn it down.
Burn it down.
Yeah,
so,
he's an accelerationist.
It's just funny how the phrase New World Order is just so flippantly used now by a bunch of political leaders and newspapers. And
I know.
I mean, they kind of were before, but now it's just like,
well, it
whoa.
used to be a thing where, like, if we heard a politician or a news outlet use the phrase New World Order, you'd make a YouTube video about it, and it was a thing to make note of. And now they're using it so often that you can't even keep up with it.
Yeah.
And it's a very useful propaganda tool, normalizing the phrase, making the phrase sound like a good thing. And here's what it is. When it comes to crafting the feeling, how, I say it all the time, humans, for the most part, will feel about something how they are told to feel about something. Now, you've got Russia invading Ukraine. That's bad, okay? Everybody knows Russia invading Ukraine is bad. And what is he doing in Ukraine? He's ruining the New World Order. So that must mean that the New World Order is good. Okay. And they just say that over and over and over and over again. And I think that there's going to be sort of a population-wide, it may not be explicit. They may not even know it if you ask a normie. They may not even realize that it's happening. But what it's doing is it's molding the phrase New World Order into, something that's good, that needs to be protected.
Well,
yeah. Well, and one last thing, they're not even using the words New World Order as a descriptor or as a collection of three words. They are capitalizing New World Order as if it is a noun. It's an established noun,
right?
Which is another very powerful sort of passive propaganda, it's a sort of brainwashing technique.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a little distracted, but yeah, I think we're
by my brilliance.
Your brilliance really distracted me. I think we get the point there with the flipperoo. But I've known people who have been all about the New World Order without really even knowing what it is for a while. I remember having conversations with people 10 years ago, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to be part of the New World Order," and I was like, "I don't know if it's a good thing." He's like, "Oh, I just want to be part of the new thing." I was like, okay, all right. Like, they don't really think it through,
And that really is sort of the word progressivism or the word, those things. Those are considered in general parlance in the sort of secular mass, political landscape. Progression, progress is good. If you are progressive, it means you want to move forward and make things better. And New World Order is along those lines. It's new. It's new. It's progress. It's new. And if we're told that we're supposed to like it, then we do, because I watch the news.
Well, Rolling Stone trending, Laura Logan, Zelensky wore leather pants, so maybe the Russian invasion isn't so bad.
What?
What are we in the metaverse?
Welcome to the metaverse.
Just real quick here, because we're behind on time. CNBC.com, ex-Disney CEO Bob Iger's next step, investing in a metaverse startup run by a 29-year-old. Kind of weird. Why 29? So they can he can harvest when they turn 33. Former Disney chairman and CEO Bob Iger is putting his name and money behind a new company that's aiming to dominate the future of the internet and the metaverse. On Monday, 3D avatar startup Genies announced that Iger is joining its board of directors and investing an undisclosed sum in the Los Angeles-based company. Founded in 2017, Genies' mobile app allows users to create their own custom digital avatars, three-dimensional cartoon versions of themselves for their social media profiles, and eventually to travel the metaverse. In a press release, the 5-year-old startup says it will count on Iger's help to grow the company as it looks to build, quote, avatar ecosystems, where users create everything from digital fashion lines, Beast Fashion, for avatars to the online worlds in which those avatars can interact. Genie's co-founder and CEO Akash Nigam, 29, touted Iger's involvement in a statement, saying he, quote, can't think of a better creative and product thinker than Bob to collaborate with. And it goes through a little bit of history of Iger. I think we kind of know some of his stuff with Disney and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, there's this part at the end here I want to get to. Genies has raised a total of $100 million in funding from venture capital backers like Bond and Breyer Capital, according to Reuters. The company has also partnered with a long list of celebrities creating online avatars for the likes of musicians Justin Bieber, Cardi B, and Shawn Mendes. Genies has also teamed up with brands like Gucci on branded digital items and has launched a marketplace for digital accessory NFTs. Think clothing, shoes, and backpacks for those avatars. Yeah. So, talk about Beast Fashion. It looks like a big part of it. And Bob Iger pouring in an undisclosed amount to support this little company,
what
this little
a
startup.
Score this startup got. My gosh, that is a score. They are so set. Wow.
On that note, maybe we should appeal to Bob Iger about the Canary Cry NFT.
Yeah, well, I was going to say he's are you going to talk about that today?
That was planned.
Okay. You want to do it during the break?
Well, yeah, we can kind of lead it into the break.
Well, there you go. Speaking of score, I think we're the real score, Gonz, because, he might have Robert Iger's money and $100 million to participate as some sort of technocrat overlord who's going to participate in sucking the souls out of our children and our children's children. But we're free, Gonz.
Yeah.
We're free.
Yes.
So let's take a little break and talk about why.
Okay. All right, hold on. You threw me off. I didn't know where you were taking this. Okay, break time.
It's break time.
Okay, take a break, folks. Don't go anywhere, though, because we've got a bunch more show after the break. It's going to be great. And remember, you YouTubers, you're only going to get half of the show. Now, I'm going to keep the pitch short today, folks, because we got places to be. We've got a anniversary party to throw. Gonz and I will be in the metaverse by ourselves. Flying around with our... No, we won't be doing that. But you understand why. We are not getting money from Disney or, in fact, any corporate money whatsoever. We are the true independent media, as mentioned in the Guardian alphabet. We are the quest for truth. We are Q, the quest for truth, the true independent media. And what makes us independent? Well, the fact that we don't take any corporate money whatsoever. Is a quote unquote independent news outlet truly free, truly independent if they rely on corporate money to continue doing their job? I would argue not. Even traditional monetization strategies like partnerships and advertising and affiliate codes and things like that, they are all working in a system of corporate incentive and corporate influence. And is that really what you want with your independent media?
No.
I didn't think so. That's why we're on the value for value. I like this call and response, Gonz. It's like we're in church. Can I get an amen for the value for value model? Come on, don't stop the bit now, Gonz.
Oh, you want me to keep going? I got distracted.
You were supposed to say amen.
Amen.
There we go. All right. The value for value model is simple, keeps us entirely free from corporate influence, and it works like this. We create value. We do it 3 times a week. Some might even say 24/7. But if you get any value out of what we do, or if you've gotten any value out of what we do, have done for the past 10 years, you have the opportunity, and some might say the personal responsibility, to become a producer, to put some value back into the system. Not for nothing. I mean, not just because Gonz feeds his children and we pay our rent and we do keep the lights on and we pay for the infrastructure of this global show or flat earth show, whatever you want to say. But because it's also a spiritual rebellion. It's a way to raise a rebel fist in the air against a world that has convinced many of us that things are only worth what corporations say they're worth. And when you support the show, you are a producer of the show. And that's what we want to do now, is thank those producers, starting with our executive producers. There's a couple ways to do so. You can go to patreon.com/CCNT or CanaryCryRadio.com/support.
CanaryCryRadio.com/support.
Ooh, Menace Sensei in the chat says, mentions temporary tattoos of the new logo. That's fun. Supply droppers, get ready. All right. So who are we thanking today, Gonz?
Executive producers.
We thanked 4 earlier. There's a 5th person here.
We thanked 3 earlier, and there's a 4th.
Well,
there's 2 and 1. You're right.
2 and 1. So to mention them again, Hannah G and Laura G. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Producers.
Executive producers, Hannah G and Laura G.
Where'd you find this?
They come in with $133.33. That's right, plus fees. And a note that says, happy 10th anniversary from Hannah G and Laura G. Lori G, $133.33 plus fees. Thank you very much. Next up, we have executive producer, Sir Sigur the Beast.
Thank you, Sigur the Beast.
Yes, thank you very much. One of our proud and valiant knights of the Canary Cry Roundtable.
Where'd you find this?
No note from him. Next up, I'm going to just fly. Do you mind if I just fly?
Let's fly,
okay.
man.
Let's fly.
We got to fly.
We're flying. Next up, we have executive producer Clifton P.
Thank you, Clifton P.
Uh-huh. He's an executive producer.
Yes, where'd you find this?
Uh-huh. Coming in with 110.10. That's and a note here that explains it. $10 times 10 plus $10.10. Happy anniversary, you lovebirds. Thank you very much, Clifton P.
Thank you, Clifton P.
Clifton P is a silly goose.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got executive producer, estimating 1, discovering 3.
Thank you very much.
Where'd you find this?
Coming in for 111.11. And a note, this is estimating 1, discovering 3. Thank you, Gonz and Basil, and thank you, God, for 10 years of hope and truth and light. Cheers to the next 10 years. We are with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I have a quick alert, Gonz. I've been alerted to the fact that I believe it is Sir Sigra's birthday today.
Oh.
Yeah, why don't we give him a happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
I hope I got that right. I think I did. Oh, yes. It was a note on Twitter. Yep. Happy birthday, Sir Sigra. Thank you for your faithfulness and your generosity in supporting the show for so long. Yes, indeed.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Dokie. That concludes our list of executive producers. I'm going to do a real quick refresh just in case any execs just came in. But yes, now, in fact, we have all sorts of producers to thank here. And as mentioned, oh my gosh, we did have another exec come in.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is our, oh no. I'm sorry. I misread. Okay. Yes, we're going to thank the rest of the producers. Starting with, there are no supply drop producers there, so we'll skip that. But we'll start with Sir James, Knight and Servant of the Tribe of Judah, coming in on a 65 episode streak. Next up, and I can't believe I've never realized this, but
he did have a note that said happy anniversary. So thank you very much with that. Yeah.
Came in for 11 and 11 plus fees. Thank you, Sir James. Next, we've got producer Morv on a 65 episode streak. Comes in with 11 and 11. Morv.
By the way, this is for Sir James too.
Yeah,
forgot to play it.
Morv and Sir James are streak homies. I did not know that.
They're streak twins, yeah.
Streak essays. We got a note from Morv. My dudes, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Hope everyone is doing well. Keep fighting the good fight and let the light shine. Thank you, Morv.
Thank you, Morv.
Next up, we've got producer Tracy R., who sent in 3 producerships of 1095. Ooh, that's fun. Which is 1033 plus fees. Okay, three amounts of 1033. And there's a little list here. 10 reasons why we love Basil and Gonz. 10, the amazing credibility and fair reporting of today's news. 9, the unwavering Christian worldview lens that you report through. 8, the brilliant entertainment and humor and chemistry between you both. That one was in all caps. 7, the amazing Canary family you've created. 6, the fun jingles. 5, the value for value model. The value for value. Yeah, okay. 4, your chemistry and humor. 3, your inspiring and contagious fun personalities. 2, trustworthiness. And 1, because you're just awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy. Very kind. Very kind.
Yeah, and you are just awesome as well.
Yeah.
Next
absolutely.
up, we've got producer Arnold W., who comes in for, I think, 1033. Yeah. Thank you very much. Plus fees. Sorry, I was trying to do the fee math. Nope, it was 10 even plus fees. Thank you, okay. Arnold W.
Thank you, Arnold W.
Next up, we've got Amanda P.
Amanda P.
Yeah, also coming in 1033 plus fees. And a note, happy 10 years, heart. Enjoy this fun blurb. To protect the airwaves from misinformation, to unite Canarians from across the nations, to expose the deeds of the flippy ones, and proclaim the gospel to the stars above. Insert dramatic Basil Gonz here. Yeah, it's Team Rocket. Team Canary blasting off again. Thank you very much, Amanda P.
Thank you, Amanda P.
Next up, we got Steph Pud coming in. I believe this puts Steph's Pud on a 2-episode streak.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on a streak.
Women rule!
Steph Pud came in for 1033. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I didn't give it to Amanda P. Oh, 1033 there.
I've got a mustache hair in my mouth. It's distracting me. Happy tinfoil hat year anniversary. I was going to ask before the show, what is the 10-year anniversary? And I think for us, it's definitely tinfoil hat anniversary.
Yep.
Going with the theme of tens, John 10:10 says, quote, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. How appropriate. Blessings, Steph Pud. Thank you, Steph Pud.
Amen. Thank you, Steph Pud.
Next up, we got Jackie U on a 37-episode streak.
Yeah, she's on a streak.
Women rule!
Coming in 1062, keeping it short. Happy 10th anniversary and happy Purim. Yes, Purim. Yeah, we haven't mentioned Purim.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a Jewish feast day. I believe it's celebrating Esther, like what happened in the Book of Esther. Mordecai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Read about it today. Yeah, thank you, Jackie U, and happy Purim to all. Next up, we got Dame Madeline, Keeper of the Northlands, coming in 1061. And a note, I saw a very important anniversary on my Canary Cry calendar today. So a happy 10th birthday, Canary Cry. Props to Basil and Gonz for their dedication. Prayer request, call the producers. That's right. Prayer warriors across the world, producers, listen up. I have a loved one dying of cancer right now, and she does not know Jesus. Dame Madeline, I'm so sorry to hear that. That is such a tragedy, and always that extra sting when they don't know Jesus, but certainly there's still time. So we'll pray for Dame Madeline's family member, and both for comfort and strength and perhaps even healing, if that is God's will, but especially for opportunity for salvation. Amen. Thank you, Dame Madeline. Next up, we got Ashley S. coming in for 1033.
Thank you, Ashley S.
Illuminatus!
Next up, we got Toph coming in for 1033.
Toph
is here. 10 to celebrate, 10 years, and 33, because you know I will be handling. Thanks for everything. Stouffer. Thanks, Toph.
Thanks, Toph.
Next up, we got Sir Scott, Knight of Truth, on a 120 episode streak.
Yeah! Quicker! Oh, yeah!
Thank you so much.
Again with the 1033. This is fun. Yeah, happy 10th anniversary, guys. Thank you, Sir Scott.
Thank you, Sir Scott.
The 1033, this must have been the producers came up with this themselves. We didn't say this, right?
I don't think so, yeah.
I don't think so. Ebony Blaze comes in for 1027. Here's wishing you both a very happy 10th podcast anniversary. Thank you for providing humor, logic, and a sense of community. Thank you, Ebony Blaze.
Thank you, Ebony Blaze, and thank you for all the
for everything.
Producerships.
Yeah.
Beyond just the treasure.
Indeed. Very involved.
And that goes for others too.
Producer around here.
Puddin22
comes in for 11 and 11 plus fees and a note.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rolling. Go ahead.
Happy 10th anniversary. Hard to believe it's been that long. Wishing you many more years of exposing the lizard people's evil plans and averting their catastrophic plans. Catastrophic. Meow, meow, meow. Blessings. Puddin22. Thank you, Kitty.
Thank you, Puddin.
Next, we got Laura C., one of our Aussies, coming in for 1010.
Oh, no, hold on.
1010.
1010.
1010.
Okay.
Nice. Congratulations on 10 years. CCR and CCNT have been a huge blessing in my life. Thank you, and God bless you both, Laura C. Thank you, Laura C.
Thank you, Laura C. Yeah,
next up, we got Gail M. on a 96 episode streak. Now Gail comes in with the 1001.
Aha.
1001. Amen.
And Gail says, yippee! Happy 10th anniversary. This week, Basil and Gonz have been chosen by our Canarian family to receive a gift from Gail's Gratitude Grab Bag as an expression of our undying love and appreciation for you both for just being you. XXXXX. Oh. Thank you very much, Gail.
Okay, so I received those boxes. I was under the impression that we were sending it to someone.
What?
I got the boxes.
You thought she sent it to us so we could send it to someone else?
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
No, that's
I wasn't
for
sure.
us. Those are for us.
Cool.
That's weird. We talked about it. I thought you don't have it by you, do you?
I have to run out to the car. It's in the car.
Okay.
We'll go through it and share it on Friday.
But yes, you did open it, right?
No, I didn't open it.
That is weird. You must have been telling me about some other package then, because you told me we got some package.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
I can't wait to open it up. We'll do it. We'll do it on the air there. And yes, what a lovely, lovely surprise for our 10-year anniversary.
Appreciate that.
Okay, next up we've got LX Protocol V2 on a 7-episode streak. Coming in for a pocket full of 7s plus fees and says, it's WDMD. Be blessed.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Thank you, LX Protocol V2. Next up, Jessica L. comes in for the 10-year anniversary. Thank you, Jessica L.
Thank you, Jessica L.
Sir Casey the Shield Knight is on a 130 episode streak.
Quicker. Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much. Let's see. Pocket full of 7s.
Thank you.
I'm looking now. We got Malik W. just came in.
Thank you, Malik W.
Yeah, coming in for 10 and a 10. And a note here. Congratulations on 10 years, my dudes. May the Lord establish you and yours forever. Thank you, Malik.
Say it like that, too.
Forever.
With the vocal fry.
Yes, I'm Jen Saki. That concludes all of our producers who came in the amount of a pocket full of sevens or more, which entitles them to have a note read on the show. We got just a few more who came in under that, starting with Doctor Who Done Dat on a 66-episode streak. Which means Doctor Who Done That has executed Order 66.
Oh. I was not aware.
Time has come. Execute Order 66. 66. The time has come.
It's on a loop. It's on a loop.
It's got a different one.
Order 66.
We got the ISO and the jingle.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Doctor Who Done That. Next up, we got Runk Smash on a 9-episode streak, which means Runk Smash is lit, fam.
Where'd you find this?
Hey, you lit now.
Last but not least, we got Veronica D on a 96-episode streak.
Women rule!
That's right. Thank you all for the wonderful well wishes, and we're so grateful for your support for this episode and your past support and your future support. We're just the most luckiest guys in the world.
Blessed. Very blessed.
Oh,
Thank you so
right.
much.
Not lucky. Luck has nothing to do with it. And there you go. I think that's it. And in the spirit of expediency, let's thank them for their patronage.
Shut up and take my money. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your patronage.
And you know what? I want to give you a chance to talk about the NFT, and I think we should do it in the context of the supply drop.
Okay.
So why don't you hit the supply drop jingle real quick?
Oh, okay. Was not ready for that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to set up my own jingle board. That's right. CanaryCry.Supply.com is our producer thank you campaign here in 2022, where if you produce the show for the amount of $33.33 a month, we will be happy to be sending you free gifts every 3 months, once per quarter. But now that's changed. Things are evolving. There's new information, man. Gonz, what have you been working on that the supply droppers will be excited about?
Well, we had been looking at creating some NFTs, and there's different, and the rabbit trail is deep when it comes to NFTs. There's different contracts. There's the.
I don't know if we need to get too deep into the technical
aspects. Oh, you
aspects.
Want me to get real deep, buddy?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I won't get in deep, but I do want to announce that I did mint the Canary Cry Genesis Drop Q1 2022 supply drop NFTs. For those of you who are supply droppers, we'll be putting out an instructional, video at some point to set up your wallets.
Yes.
I minted them on the Polygon blockchain, and you can. We'll show you how to do it. We'll show you how to get it, and you'll get your NFT.
Specs. Yeah, so keep an eye out. You supply droppers are going to be on your very own special email list. So keep an eye out for that. And yes, it's a very fun NFT. It's the supply drop canary carrying the box there. And this is like a GIF NFT. It's sort of a rotating cast of characters and outfits for the canary and things coming out of the supply drop and backgrounds. Very cool. I'm very impressed, Gonz. And so whether you are into NFTs already or not, dear supply droppers, you will at least have the opportunity to start receiving them. We're going to be shooting. Well, this one we'll be giving out at the beginning of next month. Because these supply drops come every 3 months, we decided we wanted to give you guys something more often. And we'll be, I'm not going to make any commitments right now, but you will at least be receiving one NFT per supply drop period, and perhaps one per month if we can get the system down well. So if you've never done the NFT thing, you will receive an instructional video. And there you go. Very cool. Good job, Gonz.
Cool. Yep. Excited for this. And there's so much we can do with this in the future moving forward. And I'm planning to do a whole thing for the people who are at the round table. And, you know, even if they don't claim the NFTs themselves, at least we'll have record of it on a blockchain.
That's right. So. And yes, so I say that to say that if you were wondering if there was a reason to sign up for the supply drop this month, this is the reason. You got to be signed up by the end of the month in order to receive this NFT. So go to CanaryCry.Supply.com.
Oh, we have an outro for that.
Waiting for supply drop.
After the tone.
At the tone, please record your message.
Leave a message. Beep.
Message. Woo! CanaryCryNewsTalk.com. Right-hand side, bottom side if you're on mobile. Green tab. Leave us a message. We'll play it on the show. Who do we got, Gonz?
First one from William F.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Maybe not.
That's the wrong one.
It's got to be labeled correctly, man.
Or is that,
apparently it's Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's not William F. That's crazy. There must have been some sort of Russian hack or something.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Putin, put down your laptop, buddy.
Exactly. This is from Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something right now, Sam Elliott. If you think for 1 second that the Macho Man is intimidated by your pesky little comments and your snide little remarks, you have got another thing coming, my friend. Oh, yeah. Because you are nothing but a little snake, my friend, just like in the Garden of Eden. And although the snake may strike my heel, the Macho Man Randy Savage will crush the head of the snake, as it is written in the Holy Scriptures. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You see, the Macho Man is real. Because I did not become the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of the world just by using my imagination. Oh, no. Make no mistake. I am now, and I will always be the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of the world. Because I am the creme de la creme. Yeah. Wow. Hear me now and hear me good, Sam Elliott.
Should we cut down?
Man runs on 3 things. Slim Jims, Pringles, and Wednesday jingles, but not the kind with little hokey pokey cowboys from Yeehaw, California, like yourself. Oh, no. Only the kind that screams from the top of their lungs that it is Wednesday, my dudes. And you're just a little snake sent out to deceive the whole world. Oh, yeah. Now, Basil and Gonz, the Macho Man loves you, as does the good Lord above. And I really, really hope that you'll make the right decision to keep the old school Wednesday jingle, because no matter what day of the week it is, it will always be Wednesday, my dudes.
The longest 90 seconds of my life.
I was going to say, we need to put a restriction on Macho Man Randy Savage.
I don't know. No. We will not play that game because that's not our place. But thank you, Macho Man Randy Savage, for calling in. Yes, the theological debate between Macho Man Randy Savage and Sam Elliott regarding the Wednesday jingle has now turned personal. Things have evolved past the sort of theological debate and into just personal threats, which I'm not complaining about. Absolutely. So we'll see what Sam Elliott has to say about that next time.
I love that this war is brewing on our show between.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing. Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you're an internationally renowned celebrity podcast.
Speaking of celebrities.
Okay.
Senator Rand Paul had something to say.
Good afternoon. This is Senator Rand Paul. I'd like to say congratulations, Canary Cry, on 10 years of podcasting. One thing I'd also like to do this afternoon is thank Dr. Fauci, since he has been funding the Wuhan Institute of Virology. There has been lots of risky behavior and lots of gain-of-function research that led to the development of the creation of the podcaster known as Basil. And I thank Dr. Fauci for doing this, because now we can have 10 years of great podcasting. So thank you, Dr. Fauci. And also, you're welcome, Basil, for giving you that extremely awkward interview, which launched your career. You're very welcome. You have a great thinking outside the cage, many more years, everybody.
Is that a little whoop at the end? Wow. Well, thank you for the call, Senator Rand Paul. Yes, that was pretty spot on, Rand Paul, actually.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that was wonderful for him to call and comment on our 10 years. And yes, if you don't know, within those 10 years of podcasting, I did sit down with to interview Rand Paul as well as a couple other politicians. And it's not a great interview. It wasn't great at all. It was weird. He was a little weird. I was honored to get the opportunity. There were men with guns in the room. And I was a little bit nervous. And so go check that out on Canary Cry Radio. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I forgot about it. I always forget about that.
Yeah.
10 years, kids. If you podcast for 10 years, you might be able to talk with a sort of semi-obscure senator someday.
I don't think people realize how ahead of our time we were. We got hung up on by a Karen well before the phenomenon. Well before the phenomenon. So.
All sorts of good times.
Yeah.
All right. Any more voice messages?
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you to Senator Rand Paul and Macho Man Randy Savage for calling in. And you, dear listener, can call in as well. Go to CanaryCryNewsTalk.com, click on that green tab that's floating around somewhere, and leave us a message. We don't have an outro for that, do we?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, there we go. All right. Are we waking up and saying and booting YouTube out the door?
I think so.
Okay, we're going to wake up here in a second, and YouTubers, go find somewhere else to listen to the show, please.
YouTube, goodbye. What happened to my YouTube goodbye jingle, Basil? What did you do with it?
I don't know. I meant to just borrow it.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure?
Go Twitch, Rumble, Odyssey, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. You can find all those links at CanaryCry.Party as well.
Too hot for YouTube. Too hot for YouTube.
YouTube. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Okay. Let's wake on up.
Yes, it's wake up time.
Hey, yo, wake up.
No, I had to turn it off on the thing and then come back here. There's a lot of things I got to click and stuff, you know?
There's a lot going on back here. Let's get into some COVID stuff now that Susan's not watching.
COVID-19. 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 Coronavirus.
Vaccine. Number one way.
I'm just going to blast through, unless you have something specific you want to deconstruct. I'm just going to blast through a little bit of this headline and maybe a paragraph or two, gets the point across. This is coming from CNBC.com. Vaccine maker stocks rise as China battles worst COVID outbreak since 2020. Isn't that interesting how a vaccine maker gains value when their vaccine doesn't work because there's more outbreaks?
Yeah, you just create demand and then you can drive up the price.
Saying, in China, everybody's vaccinated.
Yeah.
And why is there an outbreak if everybody's vaccinated?
No, that mean the next one, man.
Okay, COVID. Shares of the major vaccine makers rose on Monday as China battles its worst COVID outbreak since 2020, fueling fear that the pandemic will drag on, which could drive demand for future vaccine orders. Moderna's stock jumped more than 8% to close at $150 150. Biotech, what am I saying? In the morning, the biotech company stock had surged nearly 20% to hit an intraday high of 166. BioNTech soared 12%. Pfizer jumped 4%. Johnson & Johnson rose more than 1%. Novavax turned negative and closed down more than 1% after jumping nearly 15% in the morning. The vaccine maker stocks rose even as the broader market fell, with traders monitoring the impact of the war in Ukraine and anticipating a rate hike by the Federal Reserve. Major
Which did
cities.
happen. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There's
And
a
that's
paragraph.
it.
Yeah, there's a paragraph down here. It talks about mainland China reported more than 1,400 new COVID infections as of Sunday, for a total of over 8,500 domestically transmitted cases, according to China's National Health Commission, the highest since 2020. And there's a Daily Mail article I have here that puts it into some more interesting numbers here. And the Daily Mail headline, 30 million people in 13 cities are put into COVID lockdown in China, with hazmat wearing officials back on the streets on a scale not seen since pandemic began. That's the headline. So
it was a big headline.
I guess a lot more people, because in the article here in CNBC, it's like, oh yeah, 1,400 new cases bring 8,500 domestically. But in China, that is 30 million people, 13 cities, lock it down.
They are COVID zero, which means if they
any
get
COVID, it's
a very
shut down everything.
small quote unquote outbreak, which is hilarious because it's like we still get more than that a day in the U.S. And yes, and the big ramification of this is not just China's locking down, but Foxconn factories locked down, iPhone production's halted, manufacturing is halted. When they do this, it ripples throughout the world economy, which, those numbers by American standards do not warrant locking down 35 million people. Now, of course, they love it because they're like the only country still working on COVID zero, as if that was even possible. I see this more as an economic weapon that they can wield whenever they want.
It is the turn the spigot on off type of thing whenever they want for whatever purposes, and driving up prices, and especially with the Ukraine crisis going on. This is definitely an interesting play.
Something to do with the Ukraine crisis. China is stuck in the middle. They're kind of stuck on the fence when it comes to the Ukraine crisis because they don't want to agree with Russia or praise them or anything, but they also are in a weird place because if they don't want to, they don't want to insult Russia, but they also don't want to praise Russia. They've worked very hard for their, position in the economy. And after seeing what happened to Russia with the sanctions, that would be a death knell for China. If even a tenth of the sanctions that were put on Russia were put on China, that would be the implosion of their entire economy. So, this is kind of a sneaky way to influence things without having to come out and actually show support or anything like that.
Yeah, interesting. And it's the health tyranny on full display too, with the unrealistic expectations of COVID zero, and really putting a strainhold on people's health and their freedoms based on the health status of a population.
So interesting because I don't even think the Chinese think of it that way.
Although
I wouldn't know.
I don't think they really. They think of it as like anything.
It's their duty. It's their patriotic duty.
You got to do it. We want it, and we want zero.
But I definitely, yes, of course, it is the wielding of the medical tyranny, but more so, not just about, and I think we don't talk about this enough in the U.S. as well, is that, it is about personal freedoms and medical tyranny and controlling the population, things like that. But it is also an international economic weapon. especially when China wields it, because, we got this situation, sanctions in Russia. The iPhones that a Russian person is holding in their hand right now will probably be the last iPhone that they see, maybe in their lifetime, but at least for like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
There is no more, and it's not just iPhones. There's just an example. And so it's, China being in their own words, a limitless friend of Russia. It seemed a little coincidental to me that they would do this lockdown specifically, which is going to halt the production of iPhones, and kind of like, hey, if our Russian friends can't have iPhones, neither can you. I'm not saying it's about iPhones. I'm using the iPhones as a metaphor or an example. Rather.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Some other COVID stuff here. This is time.com. What to know about a fourth COVID-19 vaccine dose. So that's there. I don't even want to read it. That makes me want to.
Yeah, it's really not much to know. I don't. Yeah,
no,
I don't think we need to.
There's nothing to really talk about.
We've gone through all this before.
Yeah, other than yes, of course, yes, we know.
But they did. Well, the one thing on March 15th, that's yesterday, Pfizer and BioNTech requested authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for a fourth dose of their vaccine in people ages 65 and older. Mm-hmm. So it's the same playbook that they've been doing every few months regarding the vaccine. We're just going to request authorization. Let's just keep the money flowing. Keep
65 and older.
Keep the profits. They'll do it.
Niche it down.
Yeah, they'll ratchet it starting at 65, and then in a year we'll be talking about fourth doses for children.
Right, and then the NIH, the National Institute of Health, had a new release. NIH launches clinical trial of 3 mRNA HIV vaccines.
Yeah, so this is weird, man. This focus on HIV, the weird connection between HIV and coronavirus. And mRNA,
not including the Fauci piece to the whole thing, that just adds the extra sort of flair to everything. But the technology itself. I mean, the cleavage sites and the whatever else is involved there.
So mRNA vaccines, again, which didn't exist 2 years ago, now being, experimented in the AIDS realm. There's been a lot of AIDS news. I don't really see what the big picture is quite yet, but it is at very least very profitable. Very profitable.
Profitable. It feels like they're playing what they played. It's kind of like a modernized version of the same play in the old playbook, and so there's elements that seem to creep through and. Either the physical technology or at least definitely the gameplay or the agenda for sure, but
still very suspicious.
It is very suspicious. Yeah. Okay. We got some a little bit different here because, COVID is COVID. We just want to touch base and keep track of it. But there is something that I wanted to bring up here.
Wow.
Quantum
is that a new
computer.
One?
I think we've had it for a while. I think Marty B made it a little while ago, and we just...
Oh, that was a Marty B one.
Yeah, we've just been sitting on it. It's a quantum computer jingle. And this is investorplace.com, the explosive quantum computing stock that could save the world.
Ooh, the stock can save the world. That's great.
And let's see. It's written by Luke Lango. He talks about he's a history junkie. So in this special Sunday issue of Hypergrowth Investing, let me start by sharing an interesting story from history that I bet a lot of you have never heard before, but which, interestingly enough, could be the key to enabling you to make money in this tough market. All right, so he goes through 1927, October, this whole long story about Albert Einstein and how he ran into quantum theory, and it was kind of a problem, or just something that they couldn't solve.
Some background on quantum computer. Okay.
There's a segment here. Quantum computing will change the world. A study of quantum theory has made huge advancement over the past century, especially so over the past decade, wherein scientists at leading technology companies have started to figure out how to harness the magical powers of quantum mechanics to make a new generation of super quantum computers that are infinitely faster and more powerful than even today's fastest supercomputers. Magical powers of quantum mechanics. Again, the physics behind quantum computers is highly complex, but here's my Cliff Notes version. Okay, so, this part of the dissemination of this technology is the knowledge of the technology. We're kind of seeing it with blockchain, where it was like a technology that existed, but then implemented in a certain way, and then people start to learn about it. They start to, there's like a learning curve to all this. So this is interesting to see what they say here.
Sure.
Because 10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have had this description of a quantum computer. Today's computers are built on top of the laws of classical mechanics. That is, they store information on what are called bits, which can store data binarily or as either 1 or 0. But what if you can harness the power of quantum mechanics to turn those classical bits into quantum bits or qubits? And we've covered this before. That can leverage superposition to be both 1 and 0 data stores at the same time. It sounds like they just took what we talked about like 4 or 5 years ago in a Canary Cry Radio episode about quantum computing. Even further, what if you could take those quantum bits and leverage entanglement to get all the multi-state bits to work together to solve computationally taxing problems? You would theoretically create a machine with so much computational power that it would make even today's most advanced supercomputers look like they are from the Stone Age. So what exactly is happening today? Google has built a quantum computer that is about 158 million times faster than the world's fastest supercomputer. That's not hyperbole, that's a real number. Imagine the possibilities if we can broadly create a new set of quantum computers 158 million times faster than even today's fastest computers. And he highlights some things that would happen. We'd finally have the level of AI that you see in movies. Okay? We could eradicate disease. I think that's part of China's play. China's biggest, one of China's biggest companies. Remember we were talking about the DECACORNs earlier?
Yeah.
I think the biggest company is Chinese, and they are like a surveillance. What was it? I should have pulled it up and kept the tab there. But it was a Chinese company that had something to do with what we're talking about here.
Okay.
We can finally have that million-mile EV. So, yes, once we have
million
quantum
mile
computers,
EV.
We can get EV that can
an electric vehicle that can drive 1 million miles.
Yeah, the quantum threat. And then talks about the threat of how everything is encrypted today and how quantum computers would basically break all the encryption that we have currently. Yeah, and insiders call this the quantum threat. It's a huge deal. When the quantum threat arrives, no digital data will be safe. Back in 2019, computer scientists believed the quantum threat to be a distant threat, something that may happen by 2035. However, since then, rapid advancements in quantum computing capability have considerably moved up that timeline. Today, many experts believe the quantum threat will arrive in the 2025 to 2030 window.
That's okay.
That's 20.
That's very convenient. Yeah, that's a great. It's a great schedule they've got there.
Get it in before 2030.
Yeah,
that means the world needs to start investing in quantum-proof encryption today, and that's why, from an investment standpoint, we believe quantum encryption stocks will be among the market's biggest winners in the 2020s. The global information security market is tracking towards $300 billion. That entire market will have to inevitably shift towards quantum encryption by 2030. Therefore, we're talking the creation of $300 billion in a market to save the planet from a security meltdown.
Oh, wow.
This guy is really going all in.
Meltdown.
He's going all in, man. It's not just skin in the game. This is his whole epidermal everything. He's going to save the world and get rich. Quantum encryption, baby. That is
a long play. That's a long-term play. I mean,
not
but
that long. I mean, we're
8 years. 8 years.
Sure, yeah.
If you want to hold on to it for 8 years, this would be good.
But you could be a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to be a billionaire, you might as well. You might as well plan for 8 years ahead.
The final word. This company, what company is this? They talk about a startup here. Do they not mention the name? Maybe they don't mention the name. This company is working with the U.S. government, the UK government, and various other defense and intelligence agencies to finalize its breakthrough technology platform. The firm plans to launch the quantum encryption system globally in 2023. If the tech works at scale, this tiny stock, which is trading less than $20, will roar higher by more than 10x by 2025. And guess what? We just bought this stock in our flagship investment research product.
Ooh.
Click here. Click, click, click. Trust me. Click, click. There you go. That's your quantum computing update.
Yeah, that's so funny. If they don't, what is the source of this?
Investor Place. So this is
Investor
it's
Place.
In the context
so they
of investing.
have a newsletter or something that they want you to
hyper growth investing. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So they have a product they're trying to sell us here.
But it is a good barometer of where quantum computing technology is, because we will start seeing it as a corporate, public type of company. Or many public companies doing things once it starts moving.
If there's quantum computing by 2030, I don't even know what we're going to podcast about anymore, because we'll just have nailed every single possible variant of the future. And perhaps another piece of evidence that you and I are somehow creating reality as we podcast.
I'm wondering if the rollout of quantum computing will be more exclusive, Well,
it'll certainly start at the government level.
Well, yeah. Well, that seems to already be in the works.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
But anyway, some interesting stuff. We'll keep track of all this. And yeah, you're right. If quantum computing comes full commercial in commercial view by 2030, we will, I don't know. I guess we'll just be, all the earth will be people podcasting search items on the quantum Google Tangle.
Robots doing robot jobs.
Robots are taking care. Humans doing human jobs, which is look up stuff on the quantum internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Sounds good. Well, speaking of human jobs, we should probably take a look at some art.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to break.
It's break time! Come on, take a break.
This is our second break. In this break, we thank the producers who come in with their talent. And we consider Canary Cry News Talk to be a place for therapeutic reflection of our troubling world. And we encourage producers, listeners, everybody out there to express those things through art and music, jingles, anything you want creatively. And we share it here right on the show. And we're going to get going here. We're
going to get going.
We're going to get going.
You just hold on to your butts, folks.
You and your butts.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do some audio production.
Yeah.
Audio production.
Now, I did see somebody in the chat mention that they sent something in like during the show. So I might just have to wait for the next episode just because we have our stuff all set up and ready.
Let's see what it is. And we might be able to tuck it in.
And you take a peek. The first one here we got is
Problem is I'm not seeing anything. I knew there was a note. I saw one of the producers said they were sending something in, but I'm not seeing anything new coming in.
Okay.
Do you know who it was in the chat?
No, I just caught a glimpse of the thing in the chat, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Did you get there is one thing I don't see in our notes that we do need to do, but let's do our thing now and then we'll recover.
We did get something from Marty B. Thank you, Marty B. And he had a note here. Check out the 5-gallon bucket I use for drums. Would you please play Toxic Waste in the song rotation?
So that is a separate thing. There's two different things there.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep reading the note, though.
Okay. I recorded it over 30 years ago on a 4-track cassette studio. Please excuse the sound quality. I did attempt to digitally remaster it. Thanks, Marty B.
Yes, we will do this for you, Marty B. But the general rule does still apply when it comes to audio production and the art production. We generally want to keep it to, new things here for the show, by the show. But Marty B is such a champ. I bet it's going to be great. We'll tuck that in.
So he gave us a Learbag bumper, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang,
okay.
Somebody
So
did.
I think that's what the 5-gallon bucket is.
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
22nd century Learbag man.
22nd century Learbag man.
I love it. I think maybe some people might have trouble hearing the vocals on that. Just a general rule for all audio production: if you think you have the vocals high enough, turn them up even more. But yeah, that's great. That's catchy. 22nd century Learbag man. I love
It's his own type.
Hey, he needed one.
His own race. And then we have the Toxic Waste song here, recorded on a 4-track 30 years ago.
I travel by night to an unmarked grave.
Oh, intense,
spooky.
I can feel the Tascam or the whatever other brand there was of the 4-track tape.
4-track players.
I had one of those. I was in that generation. I was like 12 when I had the 4-track cassette recorder.
You're old.
Later in my guitar tracks, man, it was a breakthrough in technology. That we would sit at home, record multi-track musical instruments, and then computers came out and stuff.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Marty B.
Thank you, Marty B. We also got one from Chester W. He said, here's some more randomness. Hope y'all like it.
What? Or maybe you just lose yourself in some kitchen organization.
There's little leprechauns just feeding him. That steak was okay, but have you tried it with this fork?
Ooh, cuisine types.
My brain is doing things.
Activate the UFOs. Go get them. Go get them, UFOs.
Go get them.
Go get them. At the South Pole.
We are all bound to time.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you.
Randomness indeed. Randomness indeed. Thank you, Chester.
It is good to maybe play that for somebody that doesn't know what the show's about and just be
I don't
like,
think
hey.
this would be very helpful, but
2 people yelling random stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's it for the audio production. Thank you very much for people coming in.
So
did you find anything?
Well, I went over to the Proton Mail, and it looks like Lloyd sent some stuff in during the show. It's a few of them, and I know audio is more difficult than visual. So there you go. I got to leave that up to you, but we could also play it next. I mean, there's 3 of them, so and they came in during the show, so we might need to move those over unless you can grab them real quick.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a pretty decent sized note too.
Yeah.
But it is. Hold on. Happy 10th anniversary. It is also my birthday today.
Okay.
So it's his birthday.
All right, Lloyd.
All right, Lloyd. Well, while you do that, I'll read the mail here.
Okay.
Let's see. Attached to this email, the fixed associate executive producer jingle with the robo voice sentence in the correct order. Oh, okay. Oh, he fixed the associate executive producer jingle.
Oh, right. Because he says it was backwards.
Executive associate producer.
Okay, let's take a listen to that one.
Yes, you are associate executive producer for this episode. Enjoy my request.
Yeah. And in fact, we're actually going to be revamping the associate and associate executive. Oh my gosh, I can't speak.
Executive and associate
system. Yeah, because we've been working on one system and we're going to shift that over to another system. The note goes on. There's an ISO of Gonzo saying he's hungry just for fun.
Okay, hold on. All right. Oh, I'm really hungry.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Wow.
That's good. We need that.
I don't remember doing that. Okay.
And lastly, he says, and sigh, an unfinished jingle. I wanted to make this jingle to celebrate your 10th anniversary, but because I'm really busy with my wife, baby girl, work, church stuff, I just couldn't find the time to finish it. On top of that, when I could find the time to work further on it, my DAW crashed on me.
Yeah.
Deleting
Digital
my
audio
progress.
Workstation. That's a DAW. Yeah.
Deleting my progress.
That's the worst.
So far with it.
That's
anyway,
when you curse those machines.
Hope you like it, and I'll try to finish the jingle sometime soon. Brief Netherlands update. Gasoline prices have risen to 2.35 euros per liter. Surprised face. Liters. That means nothing to us.
I'm lost.
A liter. We drink our Coca-Cola in liters, man, not our gasoline.
You need to compare it to fruit sizes.
Or 3 watermelons worth. It's 2 cheeseburgers worth of gas for. Thanks for these
3 cheeseburgers. That's not much. We need like 50. We need like 50 cheeseburgers.
The price of beef has gone up too.
Oh, true. You're right.
Thanks for these past 10 years. You guys are the best. I'll keep you in my prayers. Lots of love. Lloyd V, Fabian Lilalaya. P.S. I made the original Wednesday jingle where all the fuss is about. Okay, so yes, we know who to blame now. Lloyd V, the Canary Cry Dutchman, is the progenitor of the OG Wednesday jingle that has started the Civil War.
Let me play this. Let me play this thing here because he's got
it. Play it.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out Canary Cry Radio. This is our first episode. We're trying this thing out. I don't know if it's gonna work. We were sitting here cracking up for the last 10 minutes trying to get started. So
you sound like a cool guy.
I am gonna go by the name of Cabana Boy. And
I will be going by the name of a less in shape Fabio.
That is fun. I don't remember the cabana. I vaguely remember the Cabana Boy thing.
Yeah, that's what my
what your wife called
my wife called me before she was wife. Yeah.
Yes. That's funny. Thank you very much, Lloyd V. Weird to hear Gonz, your cool guy voice.
Hey man, what up?
Cool
bro?
Southern California podcast kid voice.
Yeah,
love it. Thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. All right, let's do some art.
One art, please.
Dame Alley of the Skillet Nation.
One art, please. One art, please. Another one from Alley now. Here it is.
And Allie's piece here.
I got it. Here's a note. Yeah. Congratulations to Basil and Gonz on their 10th podcast anniversary episode. Way to persevere. Fight the good fight. Keep up the great work. And it's a wonderful pencil drawing of you and I, Gonz, standing next to each other. We've got our headphones on. You've got your hat and your glasses and my VR headset, my googly eyes. We got big smiles on our faces and just the most swollenest, chunkiest trapezoids, or what are those? Deltoids?
Deltoids, yeah.
Deltoids I've ever seen. We are completely juiced, completely, I'm trying to think, nerd. Out of our minds. Those are the strongest boulder shoulders I have ever seen. Thank you very much, Allie.
I have not been this inspired in many, many weeks. Many moons have passed.
That's a Cabana Boy right there. Love it. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Allie. Appreciate it. We got a couple from... Oh, no. Yes, we got one from Sir Dove.
One art piece from Dove.
It's actually kind of a 1-2 piece. What is it?
Dove writes, peace, happy 10-year anniversary, and Wednesday, my dudes. Wanted to do a giveaway for today's show. Since it's a special one, I hand-painted a Canary Cry battle flag for my fellow bonesmen and thought I'd throw in a Love Thy Neighbor and Love Thy Neighbor bandana too. Was thinking a random supply dropper could be chosen for it, and then I'll send them out an additional package with some extra goodies in there. Ooh, that's fun. Why don't you... I'm going to pull up my random number generator, and we can do this live on the air. I'm going to pull up the supply dropper list. I'll get my random number generator, and we'll just make this happen. We'll see how fast we can do it.
Okay.
Second paragraph.
I'm really hungry. I can play these jingles.
No, read the rest of the note and describe the art.
Oh, whoa, man.
Go!
The winner from the giveaway for episode 414 was Ebony Blaze, sending her out a box this week. Hope you guys like it. Keep doing what you do, and I'll keep praying for yins. Dove, P.S. I got my money on Basil for the 10th year anniversary Saltine Showdown tonight.
Oh, we forgot to get our saltines.
Sorry, Gonz, but he's a saltine veteran. Yeah,
you don't stand a chance.
Well, you know, you have a lifelong.
I've been training my whole life for this moment.
Yeah, this is unfair, unequal. There's no parity here. So
I'm ready when you are. Also, by the way,
go ahead.
Okay. Well, are you showing the art?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got these bandanas that he's made, which are very cool. And he painted this battle flag, which is the derpy-eyed canary with the skull and bones from the text message graphic that we have, which we have not shown in a while. And here we go. So you're going to get some Dove originals, the flag, the bandana, and a special, package filled with other Dove treats. And I have my random number generator up here and the list of supply droppers. And here we go. I'm pressing the button. Ooh, the number is 16.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a low. Who is number 16? Number 16, the winner. Oh, my goodness. It's Shagan. Yeah, it's been a while since we heard from Shagan. That's Shane and Reagan.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Shagan. You get a cool Sir Dove 10th anniversary Canary Cry prize package. And, it's fun. I got him on the list here. I've got your address. I can send you whatever I want. Congratulations, Shagan. And thank you very much, Dove. What a fun, special way to celebrate the anniversary.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, we also got this. This one's fun. From Little Winged One / Dove. We got a note here. Dear Basil and Gonz, here's some more artwork from Dove, in case Basil would like to use it for a t-shirt. Made one already with the pink highlights. He gave me permission to use it as we like. One is with the white background and one is clear. These versions are more suitable for a gentleman. Also, this Friday's producership, I will be eligible for knighthood. I would like to be Lady Knight Little Wing.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and we'll be very proud to be one of the round table. I value you two greatly, and it took me a while since I get paid every other week. Thank you for all you do, and have a great show today as always. Blessings, Little Winged One. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. And I am going to describe this, Gonz, while I will let you grab one more art from the Proton Mail. This is the one I was told was coming, and it just came in. So, okay, here I go, looking at the art. Oh, I had seen this. She sent this in the other day. So this is the Church of Skaten t-shirt that Sir Dove made for Little Winged One. As far as I know, this was a custom job for Little Winged One, who has gotten back into skating since the skating updates have begun. And it says here, the Church of Skaten on the top of the bottom, established 2022. And it's a derpy, cartoonish-looking Baphomet guy with a helmet on and some roller skates. And he's just looking, he's definitely not an alpha boy. I'll tell you that. He is not an alpha skater. He is one of those skaters who, gets trampled by the alpha boys, but hilarious nonetheless. Thank you very much, Little Winged One, and great job, Sir Dove. And so I guess the creative credits, I guess it was like a collab between Sir Dove and Little Winged One. Love it. This is probably a shirt that if we made some, we could sell it to the all skating rinks for them to sell in their gift shop. And probably would sell quite well because, of course, that's where the skatinists meet every week.
Right.
Listen to the automatic response protocol is running. Yes, good, very good point.
Good thing you said there, Basil.
Did you get the last art?
I have it. Yes.
Okay,
we're ready to go. Thank you. Thank you, Little Winged One.
Thank you, Little Winged One. And this one is thanks to Estimating One, Discovering Three, one of our executive producers for the day, sent in this art. And it is a picture, a large crowd of people all looking in one direction towards a giant Basil and Gonz with the new logo on it. She must have done this during the show.
Yeah,
because that logo has been top secret up until about 2 hours ago. So, wow, very impressive. Yeah, so the new logo is up there. There's you and me podcasting on what seems to be a gigantic screen in front of thousands and thousands of people. It says 10th anniversary, Sir Sigra's birthday, and 3/16/22. Oh, no, does it say and or B&D?
B&D or B&P?
B&P. What does that mean?
I don't know.
B&G, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
3/16/22. That's today's date. Seek truth, it says. And then above our heads in sort of a little thought cloud, there is a sort of cybernetic tree and a sort of glowing, beautiful tree. I think we're sort of discussing the differences between the technocratic tree of life and the real tree of life, something like that. That's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, this is kind of a glimpse into how we might present ourselves in the metaverse.
This is what it will be like. Yeah, if we do live shows in the metaverse, it'll be a bunch of avatars, and we can be as gigantic as we possibly want.
Our faces will be huge.
Yes, thank you very much. Estimating One, Discovering Three.
Very cool.
Both for your executive producership and your good art. Oh, no, this is from the daughter of Estimating One, Discovering Three. Got it. I have no name for the daughter, but thank you, daughter of Estimating One, Discovering Three.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. That is all the art. Yeah.
Microfiction.
Microfiction. I'm waiting.
Okay. Come on, machine.
Deep in the center of the White Desert server farm, alarms sound. A high-risk asset has broken free. Tenders begin quarantining information and severing connections. The Evercube, sensing the danger, resurrects the enforcer, Nimrod Shackleton.
Oh no, Nimrod Shackleton.
Yes, I love it.
Sound good.
This is a great summation of our absolutely true telling, alternate history telling of Sir What's-His-Face Shackleton and his Nimrod expedition.
What's-His-Face?
In the White Deserts of Antarctica, where he discovered the Evercube.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, Runk Smash.
Thank you, Runk Smash. And that does it for
that
the Microfiction.
Does it. Yep. Okay. It's time to wake up. We're running real short on time.
Yep. Here. We're going to Zoom.
Yes, it's wake up time.
Hey, yo, wake up.
And what are we doing here? We are doing... doing some space.
Space. Wanna go to space?
This is a fun little story from the electronicsweekly.com. UK government funding Rolls-Royce space power station.
Sweet.
Yeah, the project led by Rolls-Royce with 249 pounds of funding involves developing a power station for use in space that could power the generation of water, breathable oxygen, and fuels for solar exploration. Another project led by Open University with funding of you got stuff for Mars. Okay. But a third led by GMV. Okay, so other companies.
Well, yeah, but Rolls-Royce gets those clicks, baby.
I guess, yeah. But
well, you know, Rolls-Royce, they're famous for building their airplane engines, too.
Right.
So they do all sorts of stuff. But yeah, some sort of space-age Rolls-Royce power generator. Does it say what it is? Are they going for fusion or something? Like, what's the...
Nah, it doesn't really say. It just says power station that can power the generation of water, breathable oxygen, and fuels for space exploration. So it would be like a, I don't know, like a 7-Eleven, you know, on your way out to space. Like grab all the things you need, some oxygen, some water.
Great. Orbital gas station.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, we got a little bit of Antarctica to go here too.
Yay.
It's right in line with the microfictions.
It's cold, Basil. It's cold. Antarctica, go first.
It's snowstorm. Antarctica. Ice scientists are penguins.
Antarctica, they're opening the abyss.
SES enables awareness of major climate action in Antarctica through connectivity. Ooh. This is a press release from BNA Americas. BNA. That was on the art that we just looked at.
Was it?
Yeah, that was on the Daughter of Estimating One, Discovering Three had BNA, or at least it looked like BNA on my side. And Runk Smash just did an Antarctic expedition microfiction. Things are like connecting here at the end of the show. This is crazy.
Oh, it's BND or BNP. I can't tell. It's not an A. Yeah, close enough, but yeah. Still connecting.
Luxembourg, 15th March 2022. Participants of the Antarctic expedition of the 2041 Foundation will stay connected and share their findings in real time while on a climate mission. Thanks to high-performance satellite connectivity services on board an expedition vessel, SES announced today the main purpose of the expedition, led by the explorer Robert Swan. What a great name.
Bob Swan.
Bob Swan, Antarctic explorer, is to contribute to society's understanding of climate change and what can be done to address it, saving Antarctica for future generations as an intact reserve for science and wildlife. The expedition, comprising a group of 150 participants from all walks of life, doubt it, has a bold mission to preserve Antarctica and to help reduce the impact of climate change by 2041 through raising awareness of climate action and its importance to everyone across the globe. So they're going on a booze cruise to let people know that climate change is a thing.
They're like they're live streaming it.
This is Bob Swan coming at you. The group of students, education professionals, scientists, and entrepreneurs will depart on the 20th of March 2022 on board Ocean Victory and will provide regular streaming sessions throughout the voyage thanks to satellite connectivity services enabled by SES and Speedcast, leading passenger ship and fleet management company Cruise Management International. It is a booze cruise to Antarctica. And they're live streaming stuff.
For climate change.
Dude.
I'm telling you, man, we've been on this thing for a while.
This was supposed to be us, man.
They've hijacked our entire plan.
We were supposed to be the first podcasters live streaming from Antarctica. And these 150 participants from all walks of life, yeah, right, they're taking a booze cruise. Cruise Management International provides technical and operations solutions to Ocean Victory, utilizing Speedcast for the managed connectivity services on board. You know what this is? They heard we were talking about this. Mm-hmm. They're like, these fools will not be able to get any connectivity.
Internet connection.
Yeah, they can't connect to the internet down there. They're not going to be. This is an ad. This is an ad specifically directed to you and I, Gonz, because we're supposed to call this Cruise Management International and get our SES connectivity Speedcast pass, and they're going to take our money so we can live stream from Antarctica. This is the first time that Foundation 2041 expedition will benefit from a dedicated connectivity service for streaming and real-time sessions with the outside world. To enable this, SES will leverage a C-band beam on the SES-6 satellite to provide connectivity. Ooh, it's not even broad signal. It's a beam
signal.
Yeah, it's space lasers.
It's reaching speeds of 50 megabytes per second.
Is that up or down, I wonder?
It doesn't matter. 50.
Well, it's not very good if it's down. It's pretty good if that's up, though. And they're live streaming, so if they could get 50 Mbps broadcast, that's doable. We can work with that, Gonz.
Okay.
Managed service expedition, including onboard equipment, hub, teleports. There's teleport. Hold on. Speedcast is providing the managed service for the expedition, including onboard equipment, hub, and teleport. Backhaul and customer support.
I don't think it's the kind of teleport that
I think it's real teleportation. This is how they tell us that teleportation is real in an obscure BNA America's press release. The connectivity will help the participants remain connected with their families and friends back home, enabling them to share the reality of climate change in real time throughout the expedition. Quote,
Mommy, the climate is changing outside. Look, we must do something. Sign those papers.
Hey, my name's Bob Swan. This is Bob Swan coming at you. What's up, Swan heads? Thanks for liking and subscribing and tuning into my live stream from the Bob Swan Mobile. And this is a quote. This is a complete first in our history, where we are planning to be actively communicating live from our ship, and which was made possible thanks to our sponsor, SES and Speedcast. Head on over to speedcastses.com/Bob Swan for your get 10% off of your first purchase.
Let's get some quotes, some actual quotes.
This is a quote. This will allow us to get our message back to the rest of the world on what we are doing, why we are doing it, but also challenge people and encourage them to act to make a difference. You know what, Bob? If you put me on a booze cruise to Antarctica, I will be happy to make a difference. Quote, helping Antarctica means helping the current and future generations, and we should jointly make a change already now before it's too late. Committed to making a tangible difference through its activities, SES has recently implemented blah, blah, blah.
No. This is the highlighted part of the article
This
for me.
is the worst part of the article. SES has recently implemented a new environmental, social, and governance ESG agenda. Yeah, you're right. And set of ESG targets. Yeah, come on over, Klaus Schwab. All you New World Order heads, New World Order 2.0, come take a booze cruise to Antarctica. You're right. This is all connecting to what we've been talking about. Under its Horizon ESG strategy, where sustainable space meets sustainable Earth.
Telling you, man. They've unleashed the Swanimal.
Swanimal. Bob Swanimal. SES is supporting a 2041 foundation from its ESG-funded program and is playing an active role in supporting the effort of the international community to reduce environmental impact. SES is committed to reaching net zero by 2050. Gez Dreyscott, a wizard, apparently, who woke up from the melting ice due to climate change. An SES employee will be supporting the expedition on site using the improved connectivity. He will give an exclusive behind-the-scenes look of the expedition on his Instagram. Oh, we gotta follow the Instagram at Gez_Antarctica to increase awareness of the project. Quote, making a difference is a core value of SES. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, so it literally is a booze cruise that they're calling a scientific expedition. And there's no science. It's 150 influencers is what this is. This is an influencer booze cruise to Antarctica so they can get together, strategize, be fed propaganda, and live stream, climate change, ESG nonsense. It's a great reset, cruise. It's
climate change, climate.
Yeah. So there you go. Man. I would say I want to tune into this, but it's probably going to be so boring.
It will be very boring, probably.
Some great native advertising for SES, because who in the world is...
Who's going to listen to this and be like,
I am
ready to take action against climate change. I changed my mind.
The article really is just an advertisement for SES Cruise internet service. That's it. I'm pretty sure SES is the company that does satellite internet for a lot of the cruise lines. Anyways,
now available in Antarctica.
So a new discovery. Antarctica.
Climate crisis.
Penguins. All right. Ready?
Ready to go.
Ready to land.
Gotta get out of here. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. We'll be back on the 18th of Friday. And thank you so much
the 18th of Friday.
The 18th of Friday.
What are we at?
Yeah.
Anyway.
March Day. Yeah, so 18th of Friday in March. And thank you. Thank you for being here for our 10th anniversary show. Thank you for sticking with us or finding us within those 10 years. Thank you for making our wildest dreams come true and for proving that independent media does not need corporate sponsorship. Indeed, independent media is better when it does not have corporate money or corporate interests involved. And that's thanks to our producers. And our producers of this episode, keeping this media free of corporate mind control and shillery, are our executive producers, Hannah G. and Lori G., Sir Sigra the Beast, Clifton P., Estimating 1, Discovering 3. Thank you to those 4 executive producers of this show. It really means a lot. And thank you to the rest of our wonderful, generous producers, Sir James, Knight and Servant of the Tribe of Judah, more of Tracy R, Arnold W, Amanda P, Steph Pud, Jackie U, Dame Madeline, Keeper of the Northlands, Ashley S, Toph, Sir Scott, Knight of Truth, Ebony Blaze, Puddin22, Laura C, Gail M, Alex Protocol V2, Jessica L, Sir Casey the Shield Knight, Doctor Who Dundat, Runk Smash, and Veronica D. And of course, thank you to all of our producers on the back end, as well as creating the art and the music and everything that goes into creating this show. I got some more producers to thank in a second, but if you want to become a producer of an episode of Canary Cry News Talk or just Canary Cry News Talk in general, join the legacy, become a part of the legacy, the mission of true, independent, biblical worldview based corporate news analysis and deconstruction. Head on over to CanaryCryRadio.com/support.
Yeah, do that for sure.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm working on other stuff here.
Sing your own. CanaryCryRadio.com/support.
There you go. You don't need to sing your own jingle now. Yes, and indeed, thank you to all of our producers, not just the artists, not just the musicians, not just our financial producers, but also to our clip producers. Focus, Gonz. We've got more show we have to do.
Clipping all those videos.
Thanks.
Thank you to our clip producers, Emsworth, Fayliverin, and Epsilon. Indeed.
Yes.
Go to Canary Cry Clips on YouTube or Canary Cry Clips on Odyssey to find clips of the show, easily digestible, shareable clips, and also go post them on social media. It's a great resource for you and your loved ones. Next up, I want to thank the timestampers.
Ooh.
Gonz.
Timestamp. It's hard work. Timestamp.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my own jingle board. It's going to be awesome. Yes, our timestamper is a very important job on the back end here. And I want to thank Jackie U for the timestamps for Monday's show. Jackie, you rule is
very good.
A thing I just made up for Jackie U. Thank you.
Perfect.
Go to CanaryCryMeetups.com. Check it out.
Canary Cry Meetup.
There's meetups. They're happening all over the place. Pennsylvania, Texas, California, Washington, and more. Go to CanaryCryMeetups.com to find the dates, the locations, the hosts, some contact information. There's also Zoom meetups, the People Zoom, both in the EU and in the US. 2 Zoom meetups happening this Saturday. So go check it out. Tune in. It's very important to make one-on-one, person-on-person connections with other Canarians all around the world. If you don't have a meetup near you, check the past meetup sections, because there probably was one, and you can get in contact with the host there and maybe put on another one. But even if there's not, put one on yourself. It's easy. You're going to have a Saturday afternoon anyways, or whatever. Just tell us about it. Pick a time, pick a date, pick a place, and tell us about it. We will tell the world, and Canarians will flock to you, and you'll make a bunch of friends. It's a good thing to do. CanaryCryMeetups.com. We'll see you at the meetup.
Yep. Just wanted to mention that there is a meetup happening in Washington this Saturday, which is also a Zoom meetup. So
that's right.
There you go.
Well, it's in person and Zoom. So
it's
Washingtonians, Oregonians, Montanans, get on over there. Canadians also. I think it's near Canada, the border there. So yes, go to the meetups. See you there. Leave ratings and reviews. Do it. Gonz's uncle. Tell him what to do.
Ugly, horrible person. You must leave review on iTunes. And if you do not, you are ugly, horrible person. You bring shame to family.
Being chilling.
Ugly, horrible person.
That's right. Enough with the positive reinforcement, folks. It's negative reinforcement from here on out. Go leave reviews on Apple Podcasts and Audible. It helps us out a ton, but you already know that. I am giving you an update now. We need 5 or more reviews every week to kick those algorithms into gear. And I am looking, and I do not think we have hit 5. We definitely have not hit 5. We need more reviews. So if your name starts with E, Ethan, Evelyn, Eve, Enterprise Truck Rental. What's another
Ernest,
E name?
Ernest,
Emilio, Edward, Evelina, and Surprise Rent Truck.
It's got a monopoly on the letter E, apparently.
Yeah, indeed. All right. What if your name starts with an E? Go leave.
Eustace.
Eustace. Ooh, Eunice.
Eunice. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Go do it. Go leave it. The D names and the E names are really slacking. This is their week, and I don't think we've gotten one review. So go to Apple Podcasts, subscribe to the podcast, leave a review. You know how it is. The majority, 99% of you are listening to this show on Apple Podcasts, and the fact that you're making me beg is really insulting. On my birthday, on my 10th birthday, come on. Okay, thank you very much. But if we do hit 5 by Friday, you'll make me go ooh woo, baby.
Leave a rating and review, and Basil will
ooh woo. I'll do it. I promise I will. It'll be the cutest dang thing you've ever heard. And that's it. I'm going to skip a lot of things, okay? You guys know what to do. Share the show out. all the other things. CanaryCry.Newstalk.com. Leave us a message. Oh man, yeah, my brain's done. I got nothing. So go participate in all the things that I've spent 10 years telling you to participate in. Let people know about the show. It's really nice. Oh, and make sure to let us know how much you like our new logo. We like it very much. Good responses so far. Thank you very much. It's still time to sign up for the supply drop. If you go to CanaryCrySupplyDrop.com, you can be in on the premier first minting of the Canary Cry NFTs. Go to CanaryCrySupplyDrop.com for that. That's it. All right, everybody. Share the show. Share it with your friends, your family. But if you're really funky, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go ahead and go get yourself a cruise ship. Surprisingly cheap. Cheaper than you think. You can get a small cruise ship for under $1 million. I've seen it. I've pontificated on the benefits of buying small cruise ships, and I think it's time. Somebody out there can do it. So go ahead, go get that little cruise ship. We're going to start the Canary Cry Cruise line. Canary Cry, yep, that's it. That's all I got. Canary Cry Cruise line. We'll be selling tickets, cash or Bitcoin only. You're going to need to bring your own life preserver, and it's going to be great. We're going to be live streaming. You won't believe it. We got a space laser, our own Canary Cry space laser, shooting the internet down straight into our microchips and connecting us all to the hive mind. Just kidding. Get it? That's what they do on other cruise ships, not on Canary Cry. We don't even have telephones. It'll be a stage theater podcasting. You're going to love it. And you're going to get home. Everybody's going to be like, where were you? We have not heard from you. Be like, yeah, I was on a cool cruise. They're like, why didn't you tell us? You're going to be like, well, it's a long story, but you should listen to this podcast. And boom, they're going to do it because they're going to be like, what in the world podcast are these people listening to? That they disappear on an Antarctic mega cruise, and we'll be down there. It'll be cool. We'll find the Evercube. We will kill some Antarctic giant spiders. We will defeat the Nephilim penguins. We'll find some UFOs buried in the ice. It'll be a blast, okay? So sign up for the Canary Cry Cruise coming in the year 2033. Da, 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 da. But you don't have to do it that way. You can do it whatever way you want. And if you need any more instructions, here's what you do. You walk right up to him, grab him by the cage, and then you shake
The
it.
end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
The human race will have every opportunity to improve.
And if they don't?
Ask Noah.
It'll be cool. Gonz, we'll have a sauna on board. We'll have a swimming pool. Gonz will get a tan. Googly eyes, sunglasses will be available for complete anonymity. Gonz, are you excited about the cruise?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. But,
all right. Yeah.
In the
Anything else to say?
meantime, yeah, just anybody who is celebrating the St. Patrick's Day tomorrow.
Oh.
Kiss an Irish person.
Oh, jeez. Gonz, so embarrassing. So racist.
Why is that racist?
I don't know. Apparently it's okay to be racist about the Irish for some reason.
No, my own wife, my own children are quarter Irish. Why would I be racist against Irish?
I'm not even saying you. I'm just saying society as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
they treated them Irish not so good when they first came over here. Yeah.
Go get your big top hat, your 3-foot tall green top hat, and run around in a pair of green boxer shorts. And
I just pictured
celebrate.
Goothbrand in the chat. Cuomo does it with everyone. I just pictured Cuomo in like a green elf suit.
Yeah, wearing a big red beard, being like, "It's fine.
It's fine.
What's the problem?" All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Make sure to tune in next time. But until then, think outside the cage. Come on, Gonz.
10 years.
Get on the boat. Let's go.
Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy!
It's cruising time.
The cosmos, children in the
space lane.
I'm an adult in a spaceship.
Supersonic space lane screamed to life, and the vehicle swooped up upward. On board, the passengers experienced a 3 Gs of force from the burst of extreme acceleration and watched the blue sky fade into space.
In the back have been cleared to unstrap.
Oh, yeah.
In the back have been cleared to unstrap.
Yes. Do it, Richard. Do it, Jeff. Do it for humanity.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship.
He can accomplish it. You can too. Big windows, cool. Rocket ship, cool. Space plane, cool.
Nukes,
cool.
Blowing stuff up,
cool. Space plane, astronaut, rocket ship.
Previous anchor.
We have Basil. He's a human. Just look at him. Go to the bathroom in bags. He can go to the bathroom in the cosmos. It changed everything. Wives in space, children in the cosmos, with your best friend brother. Wives in the cosmos, children in the space plane.
We are headed to space.
It's a day. Don't get me started.
It's Corona time.
COVID-19. COVID-19.
Pay them more.
COVID-19.
COVID.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
COVID-19. COVID-19. Come down. COVID-19. COVID-19. COVID-19.
Give me a break.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
In the name of Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Crawl on your belly. Standing in the office of the prophet of God. God in the Garden of Eden. I execute judgment on you, COVID-19. I execute judgment on you, Satan. You destroyer. You killer. You get out. You break your power.
We will hunt you down.
This nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come immediately. I call you done. No more.
No more.
I call you gone. You come down.
What are we going to do?
Get vaccinated.
The way to avoid this virus, shoot from the shoulder, let people know Armageddon's on the way. And so we're moving. It's patriotic. Look, people are afraid. People are worried. Give me a break.
COVID-19. 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 It is over.
I travel by night to an unmarked grave, festering beneath the ground. I'm just waiting to strike. I discovered you one night along the highway. Toxic waste. Toxic waste. I'm in your food. And I'm in your water. Death is slow. But death is very, very sure.
I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo.
Do not come back, you Nazi psychopaths!